All righty. What's good? It is a beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning to watch Trevor Lawrence suck so much ass at football. It's not even funny. Danny and I are both pulling our hair out watching Travis Hunter do absolutely nothing. I'm sure Brian Thomas Jr. managers are thinking the same thing. But we got a lot of questions to get into. I can't believe we're already at week 7. This feels like it's flown by so far. And today marks the halfway point of the fantasy football season, pretty much.
Literally, I mean, after this week, we're going to be heading on to week 8, as we know. I mean, yeah, you're right. I guess theoretically, the regular season ends in week 14. So this is quite literally the midway point.
Yeah. And I guess probably right now exactly is the midway point to after the 1 p.m. games or whatever, or so would be the midway point exactly. So there's going to be a lot of people panicking, a lot of people starting to tune us out because they have bad records. But for those of you guys that are doing well still, we shall still continue to give you the advice that you seek. And we got about 60 questions, a couple of reviews to go through. Any thoughts to get us kicked off, or should we just get right into this?
We could pretty much get into this. I guess before we get into the site questions specifically, the one thing I will mention to you offhand, actually, I'm not going to name this name because in case it actually becomes a pivotal factor in the flock league, I'm sure that's going to actually increase some intrigue. You know what I'm going to say.
Yes, I know. The Jags are in fact pathetic. The fact that they have won, are they 4-2 right now? Is that what their record is?
I believe so, yeah. 4-2 because they beat the Chiefs. Who would they have lost to? They would have lost last week. No. Did they lose last week?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Seahawks beat them last week. They beat the 49ers the week before. They beat the Chiefs the week before. They beat the 49ers the week before that. So that's 2 wins there. And then they started the season, 1-1, right?
Yeah, something like that. I think they lost in the first game, maybe. But yeah, the Jags, they're proving that their turnovers on defense were the only reason that they were relevant pretty much for those first month of the season. Let's get it kicked off. Yeah, exactly. We got a team review from Parm Bijan here. So we'll get it kicked off with him and then we'll rip through the questions. Also, a quick note too. If you guys were in Thursday's live stream, I went through and manually sent. If you sent in a trade question, you got a trade question voucher. If you sent in a start sit question, you got a start sit question voucher. So anybody who submitted during Thursday Night Football and wasn't able to get their question answered, even if we answered it for you in the chat afterwards, I sent out vouchers to all of those. So if you have other questions, feel free to submit them during this. And of course, if you guys do want to get your question answered on this live stream, you know the drill. Hit the link in the live chat. It's also in the description of this stream as well. But let's get into it. Parm Bijan here. He says, yo, what's good? 5-1. Curious about playoff strategy. Was thinking about making a trade to get King Henry, which I'm very much endorsing as a King Henry stan right now. Previous trades, Baker for Swift. Week 7, Ayuk, Dobbs, Bucky, Keenan for London, McLaurin, and Charbonnet. Week 6, T. Higgins for A.J. Brown. Week 1. Oh, he did that in week 1. Okay, so he said, love the stuff, boys. Good luck this year. Drake May. Drake and my May.
That's such a rage bait at the end.
Or Baker over Dak for MVP. I mean, I don't think at this very moment you can argue that Baker has been the MVP over Dak, though. I'm not saying he will be. I'm saying this very moment he is.
Well, I would say if you were to say the overall play of the two is comparable, but when you take into account the team success, like a 2-3-1 team isn't going to have an MVP. Like I'm not delusional to think, oh yeah, we're going to win 7 games and Dak's going to win MVP.
But who's
like
playing better right now, Danny?
Dak. He is 100% playing better. I'm telling you right now.
Dak is playing top 5, top 3, even potentially level quarterback play, but Baker has played the best of any quarterback. Maybe Patrick Mahomes has been better.
No. Dak has a higher EPA. Dak literally has to score every drive because his defense is allowing 31 a game. Like Dak without 4 of his offensive line starters, I'm sure you can relate to.
Brother, you want me to list the injuries Baker's dealing with?
No. I'm just saying I'm empathizing with you as well because now you're dealing with injuries as well. But Dak, for the last 3 to 4 weeks, hasn't had his all-pro number 1 receiver, hasn't had 80% of his line. Like, I think both are doing well and overcoming the circumstances. And I would say them two and Drake May right now, pure quarterback play, are playing at the top 3 level right now. If I were to say just the 3 quarterbacks.
The guy playing right now is also playing borderline MVP football, too.
Stafford's up there,
Stafford's playing outstanding. I think Mahomes definitely has a case to be made for MVP as well, given how he's playing and how I expect him to play now that Rice is back. Too. So yeah, it'll be a fun MVP.
Dak just hasn't had a bad game at all. That's the thing. Like every single week, he has been awesome, and like that's part of it with like some of these guys. some of these guys, it's like, okay, like, you'll see a little bit of like every week it's been the same thing. And like literally more than half of the year it's been without Lamb too, which is we're enjoying great quarterback play. Like that's all we have to say.
And Baker's like our offense. I heard a stat. This is crazy as shit, dude. The Bucs offense has turned the ball over once the whole year. The Philly interception's the only fucking turnover we've had the entire year. Our defense, of course, isn't creating many turnovers at the moment, so it's not like our turnover differential is stupid, but still pretty insane. But anyways, getting to Parm Bijan's team here. Redraft 1 quarterback, start 7 10-teamer. Drake May's your QB, obviously. Bijan, Swift, Montgomery, Charbonnet. You can kind of figure it out at your RB2 spot. London, Harrison, AJ Brown. McLaurin's been banged up, but you got some nice depth there. And then obviously Kittle coming back this week. Tony Pollard shouldn't be on waivers as much as I don't like Tony Pollard. You should probably go pick him up.
I would actually pick up his teammate before I pick up Tony Pollard.
I know you're really slanted towards Tajay Spears because you have him in the flock league, but you can't argue right now. You would rather have Tony Pollard.
Not even that. If you need to play in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to rank Tony Pollard high in my rankings. I'm more so saying because you have, Dave Montgomery, DeAndre Swift, you can plug into the lineup right now. I think Spears is going to win this job within the next 2 weeks. I actually have him ranked higher than Pollard in my rest of season rankings. And that's literally not even because I
obviously think Spears is better than Pollard. I just think process-wise, you still kind of have to prefer Pollard right now.
But why, though? He came back second game off the injury, and he had 59% of the snaps and 22 routes. Like, why, for a bad Tennessee team, why do I want their 2-down plotter over their receiving back?
Yeah, I guess a 1-game sample of Spears outsnapping him to me is not enough to say that he's going to take over the backfield. And my underdog bags would love if Spears does take over the backfield. I just think that right now, until I see a 2 to 3 game trend of it, I probably won't predict it.
Well, you're not wrong in principle, but again, he's only played 2 games. The first game he ramped up. We've literally already gotten reports from their offensive coordinator that as he goes, he's going to continue to get more work. We got that report from Nick Holtz. I genuinely think we're going to look back on this in 2 weeks and think, why didn't we have Spears across the board higher than him?
Yeah, I don't agree with you. Like, I'm not saying that it's not probably a decent coin flip at the very least that he wins the job. But hey, welcome to Isaiah Pacheco week, first of all, because this is about to be his best game of the year.
Wait, you starting him in the flock league?
100%. Yeah. I have to because I have Zay Flowers is on bye. Emeka Egbuka might not play. I don't know what you're doing if you have Egbuka anywhere. I'm sure a lot of people probably want to know what to do with Egbuka. Because if you're in a position, let's say you're in a position where you can just quickly pick up a Tez Johnson if he's out. You could quickly pick up a Cooper Kupp if he's out or something in that Monday night game. Like, obviously that's what you do. But I'm sure there's going to be delineations that people want to make. I have this guy today or Egbuka on Monday. What do I do?
The way I approach the Tampa Bay wide receivers, I had them as wide receivers 28 and 29 in my rankings. I do lean that if it's a game time decision, you're probably going to see them rest. Like, why would this report come out at the timing it is if both are expected to play? Like, Evans, it sounds like Evans is more likely.
Evans is going to play. So? Greg Auman, who he's just never been wrong about the Bucs. He said that the expectation is that he'll play. Egbuka is going to be like, I don't think we'll know until he tests it pregame legitimately. Like, I don't think we'll know until like 5:30, 6 p.m. on Monday. And by the way, Danny, I don't know if I told you this yet. On Monday, if a certain Toronto Blue Jays team wins tonight, I will be at Game 7 on Monday. So I will not be available for.
I thought about getting tickets too, just to watch it. Because that's probably the biggest game that's going to happen in Toronto in how long?
Yeah. So if I already have the tickets, if they go to Game 7, if they win tonight against the Mariners, I'm going to Blue Jays and Mariners in Toronto tomorrow night. So we need a Blue Jays win tonight for sure.
Also, Will Atkins Aspire, he's saying that there's some context to his trade question he submitted, and that there was also a 28 first in the trade that he couldn't add.
Okay, so we'll get to it when we get to it here. Yeah, it could be a Danny solo masterclass on Monday night if we have some questions to get to. Maybe just a quick 7:15, 7:30 rip if you got time.
For sure. By the way, if you do have Egbuka now, because as we see, Evans likely to play. The one thing that is great this week, it's not great having a player that's hurt and, is a game time decision like that, but there's 2 Monday night football games. Sometimes there's only 1 Monday night football game, so you're kind of hamstrung, but worst case scenario, you pick up, I mean, maybe like a Nick Chubb is available or a fucking you have to
we just got a report from Schefter. Emeka Egbuka hamstring has a real chance, quote unquote, to play Monday. And then
that's what I just read.
You mentioned the Evans part that he's likely to play Monday. I thought we already knew that. But yeah, a real chance to play, I think, is interesting. Like, I'm in a bind. Yeah. Like, here, I'll let you finish your point first, and then I'll tell you what I have to deal with in the flock league.
No, you're chilling. And I'll just, you'll say that, I'll mention mine too. So with Egbuka, like, again, if you could pick up a Jaden Higgins, if you could pick up even a Dalton Schultz, worst case scenario, like there's a good amount of pivot. Kate Otten, like Tez Johnson, one of the other guys, Cam Johnson,
even
Sterling
like Sean Tucker, if you're absolutely desperate.
Yeah, dude, fucking there's so many decent little options there. But yeah, no, that was just going to be my point. I was going to read off the tweet that he has a real chance to play because I have it pulled up right now. I'll let you talk about your decision in the flock league, and then if this is a little spoil, so be it. 200 of you watching, you guys are FSE loyals. I'll spill the tea a little bit on something.
Yeah, this is a tough decision for me because I didn't expect to have Egbuka this week, right? So I make the trade. This, like, going into the week, I was like, okay, I make the trade for Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm going to hold Kendre Miller, and I have my lineup set already. But everything got thrown into the fucking wood chipper when Josh Downs got ruled out, so I can't have Josh Downs play. And then Marvin Harrison got ruled in, so I had to put Marvin Harrison in there. I had to drop Michael Mayer, who I wanted to start this week because I think he's just a really, really good play. I was going to flex him. But now Egbuka might play. So I'm like, holy shit, what the hell am I going to do here? So I have Egbuka in my flex as of now. And my thought process is if Egbuka gets ruled out,
your pivot?
I don't like, I have options on the waivers that I can pivot to. The problem is I have to drop somebody that I don't want to drop if I have to pivot to somebody. So my thought process is I'll know how far am I down? What's the realistic opportunity of me winning? If Egbuka gets ruled out, my only option.
Cameron Johnson's available.
Yeah, my only option basically is to drop Kendre Miller or Josh Downs. That's my only option. If I have to drop somebody, it will be one of those two guys, and I don't want to drop either of them, to be honest with you.
Who's on your IR?
Brandon Ayuk.
I mean, if you wanted to keep Downs over Ayuk, you could do that too.
I don't want to. I would rather have Ayuk.
Yeah, that's fine then.
But that's my only option. If I have a pivot option, it would probably be Cade Otton. If I had to guess, I think he's the best option available right now.
Otton got dropped by Zach.
Yeah,
right.
So Otton's available right now. He would be my best pivot option at this point in time. But I'll also know what is my matchup realistically looking like. If I have absolutely no chance of winning, like I got blown out by 50 points and he has Evans still left to play or something, then I probably will just leave the 0 in my lineup.
Make sure you do that later tonight and do not wait until Monday because otherwise you would have to clear waivers. No.
He is actually currently on waivers right now.
But that's what I mean. Like, he
can't be a free ad right now. Like I said, I'm going to cross that bridge when I get there. I'm not going to do anything until Egbuka gets ruled in or out because I don't want to drop a player until I know for sure Egbuka's not playing. Yeah, because I think that I don't have anybody that's droppable reasonably.
Makes sense. Precarious situation to me too. I am in a dilemma because
I do, but I can't. I have auto sub, but there's no one on my bench. Everybody's on bye or injured. Josh Downs is injured. Yeah. Kendre Miller plays today. Lamar, Zay Flowers, and Kincaid are on bye, so I can't do anything. I'd have to drop somebody that I don't want to drop.
Yeah, I feel you. Funny enough, so obviously, if you guys watched the preview on Thursday, you guys would have seen that Tajay Spears was in my lineup. But guess what? When you pay attention to the news blurbs, when you do your due diligence, when you're ready to pounce, maybe you get a stroke of luck and you see a Josh Jacobs is dealing with a calf injury and you pick up Emmanuel Wilson at 1 p.m. on Saturday, way before the reports are that he could potentially miss the game. The minute I heard calf and illness at 1 p.m., I'm not even joking, even before I started recording for my wide receiver video, I picked up Emmanuel Wilson just in case because I'm looking at it. Realistically, the way I completely revamp my running back position is hitting on someone huge. I already had Warren in my lineup. If Jacobs is out today, Emmanuel Wilson against the Arizona Cardinals is what, a top 15 to 18 running back?
I would calm down with that. He's probably like at best a top 24 play.
For a 26 implied point Packers offense against Arizona?
Yeah, I mean, the Packers, even Jacobs has not been efficient on the ground this year. He's like 3.7
it's the workload.
right now.
It's more so just like the bet on the workload.
Yeah, but I think they would probably use like a third down back in place of Emmanuel Wilson. They wouldn't give him Jacobs' workload, I don't think.
Probably not, but if I can get 18 opportunities or something like that, I'd be fucking ecstatic.
He was I was actually in Fallsview last night for one of my buddies, my commissioner of my league's birthday, who by the way, shout out Amir, is now expecting a child. Him and his wife, who got married in July. Shout out to them. But we were at Fallsview Casino last night and I got fucking rinsed for like $250. I was up 120 when I got in there, and I sat down at the blackjack table. The dealer BJ'd me 3 times. When I sat down.
That
literally blackjacked me 3 times when I sat down.
Have you ever played this the jack or the blackjack that has like the side bet or free bet blackjack or whatever? Have you ever played that? So like it's basically the free double downs for those of you that don't know what we're talking about. I had, so you know how if you have a 9, a 10, or 11, you get your free double.
Yeah.
The only way it doesn't apply, because keep in mind, you get paid for the free double, but then you also can win the hand. So you there's only one specific scenario where you're actually going to lose in that scenario. And it's if the dealer has blackjack. And that happened to me multiple times at the table on hands where I probably had like $100 to $150 on the table.
Dude, the guy beside me perfect paired twice with 25 bones down on the side pot. $25 down on the side pot, and he perfect paired twice.
Maybe this is me being petty, but when I'm in a rut of a fucking cycle and I'm on the table and I can't win a hand and I see somebody fucking winning every hand, like I'm not saying anything, but mentally I'm just like,
I was treading water for a while. I just so when I was up, like we went to the casino when we got there for like 20-30 minutes. I sat down at the roulette table, hit 11 with $5 between 12 and 11. So I like immediately am up like $120 right after we started. Then we went to dinner. We went to like a Brazilian steakhouse. They bring like all the meat to you and all that shit. It was fucking so good. And then we went back and I sit down at the blackjack table. I got rinsed like immediately for like $150. Like immediately got fucking smoked. 3 $50 hands. He blackjacked me 3 times.
It's always blackjack.
And then I try to go to the roulette table and try and make it up a little bit. And then I got fleeced again, like just completely screwed, nothing hitting. Not even betting crazy stuff, just like reds, blacks, odds, evens, triplets, shit like that. Can't do anything right. And then I go last $100 to the blackjack table. I tread water on $100. I'm not even kidding you, for like an hour straight. Like win a hand, lose a hand, win a hand, lose a hand, win a hand. Look, I'm just like constantly can't get up. And then I just eventually started losing hands and got screwed.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're hot though. When I sat down at the roulette table and spun my first fucking shot on 11 and I hit it, I was like, oh, it's going to be a night tonight.
You feel like a boss when that happens.
Yeah.
Too.
Literally the first, I sit down and hit a fucking number with a $5 in between 2 numbers.
Makes sense. So
got screwed though.
Obviously, context matters here, by the way, Corey. If we hear the report for Jacobs within like the next 2 hours, obviously the game's at 1, in the next like hour and a half. No. I'm just saying like my decision point, the other players playing at 1. If we find it out in the next hour to hour and a half about the Josh Jacobs status, it's going to help me a lot, because if it's still up in the air at 1 p.m., I'm going to have to leave Tajay Spears on my bench and pivot to Bam Knight, worst case scenario, if Emmanuel Wilson isn't going to get the starting crack. And to be honest, like if we have a report that, Jacobs is playing, but he's limited or something, I might just go with Emmanuel Wilson over Bam Knight anyways.
Yeah, I mean, if I would probably start Bam Knight in that situation, but I think that's fair.
Because like realistically, obviously, if Jacobs plays, like the most ideal start would be Spears, but he plays at 1. So I can't make that decision until like I hear more about Jacobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
that was maybe something that you guys in chat wouldn't know, but like I said, I mentioned I picked up Emmanuel Wilson yesterday, so now I just caused myself more of a headache.
Dr. Jesse Moore said allowing Ibuka to play in this game is a stupid decision. This team has real Super Bowl aspirations. We don't know when Godwin re-injury from his ankle injury will be returning. Mike Evans isn't 100%. Now you're willing to risk your superstar rookie wide receiver less than a week after straining his hamstring. I actually tend to agree with Dr. Morris. I don't, if like just from a real life team perspective, I don't think they should play him. But this is a really, 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 really important game. Like this might decide the 1 seed in the NFC legitimately.
Probably.
So like this, you kind of have to even if you're never planning to play him the whole time, let Detroit think you're going to up until 2 hours before the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, might as well. But anyways, okay, let's get back on track here. We got a lot of team reviews to get into, or a lot of team questions and whatnot to get into. With Parm Bijan's team, all the trades that he's made, I think, have been relatively profitable. I mean, T. Higgins looks like he's a better option now since the A.J. Brown nonsense has taken place. And then I really like this Ayuk Dubs, Bucky Keenan for London McLaurin. I mean, Bucky being a part of that deal is definitely the thing that I would have a hang up on because he's a stud, but you also got London on this side of it, and McLaurin kind of balances out the rest of it.
I love that trade for him.
Also a decent. I think Bucky, when he comes back, could also be like really, really solid.
You're not wrong, but in the last 2 games, we've seen London legitimately command 26 targets, and it's funny because it's like, I forget who it was. Somebody commented on my wide receiver rankings video, like, "Oh, you still have London extremely high despite trading him in the flock league." I'm like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, I didn't want to give up London. I think this guy is on track for 20 points per game from here on out.
Yeah.
Like, what's stopping him realistically?
No, it wouldn't shock me if he continues to cook like that. Any moves that stick out to you? Because he basically said like, basically,
I would pick up Spears.
Playoff strategy. I think trading for Derrick Henry makes a lot of sense, which is what he said. He's like, I'm looking at going after the big dog here.
Can you sell high on Swift?
Yeah, I'd be willing to give that guy Swift and Montgomery.
Oh, he got the first down. Sorry,
who did?
I would too. Hunter.
Oh, nice. Swift and Montgomery for Derrick Henry.
Easily.
Maybe he'll throw you a handcuff back on top of it or something.
Let me say one thing though. Like I agree, Swift and Montgomery for Henry. Go get Henry. I will give Montgomery his flowers because coming into the year, it's like, oh well, like why are you giving him the ball? Jahmyr Gibbs, he's clearly the better back. David Montgomery this year has actually been one of the best backs in football.
Oh,
he looked at his efficiency. He's been unreal. Rushing yards over expectation, yards per carry, yards after contact. Like he looks awesome, and I'll give him his flowers.
Yeah, or I'd also be willing to give that guy DeAndre Swift and Terry McLaurin for Henry plus some bench wide receiver. Like knowing that Pollard and Downs and Io Manor on waivers and stuff too. Like I'm definitely very likely to do a 2-for-1 type of trade with this team. It's a 10-team start 7 too. Like go after the guys that are hammers. And I know Henry hasn't been a hammer yet this season, but the way that Baltimore is going to have to win games down the stretch, I think he absolutely will be. And I think him, Flowers, and Lamar are literally the best trade targets in all fantasy football right now.
I'm not even joking with how good the waivers are in this league. Make 2 to 3 consolidation deals if you have to. Like seriously, like even if you have to overpay like 110, 120%, you have Jalen Coker, Christian Kirk, Tajay Spears, Ramondre Stevenson's on the wire. I don't even like Ramondre, but like he's on the wire too.
Jameson Williams, DeAndre Swift, and David Montgomery, and see what kind of stud you can get with all 3 of those players combined.
Yeah. Yep. Also,
let's see what does anybody have like a lack of depth here?
Hey, it was Drake, actually, I believe. Shout out. Yeah, Domain always says FSE makes their rankings based off. Well, see, the thing is, I actually make my Flock League team based off my rankings.
We're the only one who apparently drafts and trades for players we like. So people accuse us of having players that we like on our team.
It's hilarious to me because people see the thing is when I'm doing season-long rankings, Corey, I'm not ranking based off what we've seen in the first 7 weeks of the year, what we've seen in the first 6 weeks of the year. I'm ranking. If I have to analyze assets week 7 to 17 moving forward, how would I value them? And I think that's the biggest thing that's kind of differs between our rankings and the other guys in the league is that people are like, oh, well, like I got to give respect. No. If I don't think he's going to be good going forward,
too. Like there's going to be things that 100%. You and I project that don't come true the rest of the season, but there's also going to be things that have happened so far that were completely fugazi and are not going to continue.
100%. I mean, fuck, if you traded CeeDee Lamb for Ricky Pearsall a few weeks ago, you weren't feeling too great.
I still can't believe that was like a take in the comment section. But yeah, I think this guy, so he's targeting this guy's team. He's lacking depth. This is the perfect guy to go after. Take David Montgomery plus DeAndre Swift plus Jameson Williams and give him all 3 of those players. And maybe he'll give you Derrick Henry. And I mean, give him 4, do a 4 for 2 with this guy. Do a 4 for 2 with this guy. Give him Terry McLaurin, Jameson Williams, David Montgomery, DeAndre Swift. Can you get Derrick Henry and Emeka Egbuka for that?
Very, very much you should try.
Like,
I mean,
realistically, has no depth. He might be really incentivized to make a deal like that.
Realistically, if you've got to the point where you have 4 less players on your roster because you made consolidation deals and you added fucking, I mean, we go to the wire.
Ramondre,
Spears, Pollard, Coker. Yeah, like there's so many good options.
Yeah. So, I think first of all, you're doing a great job so far. You're 5-1. I definitely trust where you're at. Continue doing what you're doing, and you'll be just fine. Let's get into the trade questions that we have here. Romo Odunze versus Quinshon Judkins. I prefer Odunze in a vacuum. If you need a running back, like, I mean, I think I would want someone slightly better than Judkins if I'm giving up Odunze.
So full transparency, as much as I love Judkins, I mean, I mentioned this to you, but I literally had the 2-for-2 on the table. Rome Odunze plus Jalen Warren for Garrett Wilson and Quinshon Judkins. And I got that offer thrown to me, and I said, you know what? Like, I actually prefer Odunze side. Like even though I've been trying to sell Jalen Warren for so long, and obviously Garrett Wilson's such a stud, Rome Odunze literally should have had 25, 30 points last week. So the fact that he had a down week to a lot of people's minds.
You said no to Judkins and Wilson?
I said no.
I would have done that.
I might revisit after this week, but part of it too, Corey, is I would have Judkins in my lineup and no Garrett Wilson versus this week. Now I have Rome Odunze, who's a top 8 wide receiver for me, and Jalen Warren scored. So it's like, I think for me this week specifically, it helped a lot. And who knows, maybe I revisit it after the week.
Warren's been good his whole career and has absolutely no threat for, like, at first we were like, okay, Warren's 80% of the short-term asset because Caleb Johnson will eventually work in the backfield. Dude, Caleb Johnson might end up going down as one of the biggest busts in rookie drafts this year.
Dude, is he even going to be on the team next year?
Like, he's looking
does he get waived?
Sherman level bad.
Does he get waived after the year?
It's been bad. If somebody offered me any 2 for Caleb Johnson right now in a fantasy league, I'm taking it every day of the week.
Oh, easily.
Like, thank God I got that. The trade that I did was the 2, the 3, and Caleb for Alec Manor in a 3. So I was like, okay, that's enough insulation that even if Caleb Johnson's terrible, I got a 2 and a 3 for Alec Manor and a 3. Like, it's a fine trade.
You got a 2 for Alec, which honestly, as much as I like Alec, I think you take that reroll every single time.
Yeah, and if Caleb works out, then I have the upside that Caleb could work out.
Drake, you're not wrong, but also, I mean, Warren cooked much of my lineup. He actually looks healthy now. Like, where does Warren rank for you rest of the season? All seriousness, because now that he looks healthy, and got his workload back.
To where I have Judkins, but
no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying more so in the context of, like, if he was 24 to 25 coming into the week, I think he's at least fringe top 20.
Yeah, well, the reason I think you should have done that trade is because, and I know you disagree with this, to me, a healthy Garrett Wilson versus a healthy Rome Odunze is pretty much the same fantasy asset. Maybe you prefer Odunze slightly, but Wilson's been really good this year and commanding a lot of targets. So I think that's the difference. But I think Warren, you got to move him up to like a top 22, top 24 running back rest of the season.
Corey, Travis Hunter's played 0 defensive snaps, by the way. You're not wrong, but again, like I said, week 8's going to be tough for me already because I have some bye weeks and I might have to start like Colson Loveland in the flex. Like, it's gonna be tough. But
you still have more bye weeks coming up.
Well, I have Kenneth Walker. I have like 3 people on
Kenneth Walker not being in your lineup's a blessing.
Who knows though? You see the fucking report?
Yeah, I mean, until I see that actually play out, I'm not going to be too excited about it. Here's my take on Jalen Warren. I think he's actually the best running back on your team.
I have him ranked higher than Walker rest of the season. I mean, who knows though? Maybe Walker comes out this week because I mean, we saw the report. Oh, we're trying to get him more touches. Like, maybe it actually materializes. Again, I'm not putting much stock into it, but it would be hilarious after the Thursday call if now I just had Jalen Warren pop off and Kenneth Walker goes crazy on Monday night.
Yeah, that would be nice if you did. Let's keep rolling here. Caveman Lawyer here for wide receiver 2 flex with a bad matchup. BTJ Worthy with Rice back and good matchups for Mason McLaurin. Again, apologies if we don't get to a player that's in the London game. There's not really much way for us around that. In this question, in hindsight, I would have probably started Brian Thomas Jr. over these options, and he's not really performing right now. So I'm assuming you did start Brian Thomas Jr. In the flex, Mason versus Worthy versus Harrison. I mean, Harrison's healthy, man. And Brissett looked way better than Kyler's looked all year. So I'd probably be going Harrison there.
I got a Trump on that. I'm going Tucker Kraft.
That would be right on the fringe of where I would start Kraft, I think. But I think I would lean Worthy and Harrison and then Kraft. But he would, like, any lower of a receiver tier, I'd probably go Kraft over those guys.
It's like wide receiver 22 versus like tight end 4 or 5 for me this week. It's like,
it's hard to decipher who you'd prefer in that situation. I think I would go Harrison in his situation. He is starting McBride also, so maybe you want to start Worthy instead of Harrison. But Marvin looked great without with Brissett last week in the first couple of drives that he played or whatever.
So I talked about it on the wide receiver tier list, but Marv on 23% of the snaps had 2 catches for 32 yards. So I still think the narrative that we've had, the week 4 was kind of like the mental bird, and he scores that touchdown. He looks up into the sky. Like, I know people are going to hear that and be like, Danny, like, what the fuck are you actually talking about? That makes no sense. When you're a second overall pick built to be the next generational talent and you're struggling, I'm telling you right now, the mental aspect of playing a wide receiver and struggling and knowing the expectation everybody has for you, the moment that you finally do something and it kind of just mentally clears for you, dude. I mean, Arthur's a therapist. You can kind of speak on the psychology of people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I said after that Thursday night game that I was like, I'm a lot more excited about Harrison rest of season. And again, people are going to be like, oh, look at Bush, inflating the player that he just traded for. It's like, why do you think I traded for him? Like, he was already going up in my rankings.
So we do have some narratives, but I mean, realistically though, Arthur, you can say as a therapist, like when somebody has something mentally going on, it completely throws off any other daily task in their life.
Yeah.
I empathize with Travis Hunter's well-being mentally.
Yeah. So Bones, he asked this on Thursday, so I sent him a voucher, obviously. It would have been great if he started more, and you probably did not, I would imagine, given these options, and you probably went with BTJ, most likely. Again, these questions, we'll just skim through them because some of them are not going to be as relevant because they were on Thursday, but we will. We obviously, all you guys have vouchers that we sent. Have this deal on the table. Noma says, should I do it? I have both Puka and Adams on the same team. Should I worry about that? Also, how do you view Terry rest of season? So you like BTJ side here?
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is Terry McLaurin and Jacoby Myers right now. Like, what is our expectation for them? Both are kind of murky situations. Jacoby Myers, about a 50-50 chance of even playing this week. He's been struggling. Terry McLaurin should be back next week, but realistically, until I see him actually produce, my expectation is probably about a mid-end wide receiver 3. And I just think Davante Adams right now has a higher trade value on the market than Brian Thomas Jr.
So you like the Adams side?
I like the Adams side because I think if you're going to move the Adams piece, I think you can get a little bit more right now.
Maybe. Yeah. I personally like the BTJ side. I think the ceiling of this side of the deal is way more enticing to me. Jacoby Myers is just such a nothing burger in my mind. Like, I just don't think he's anything really, other than like there's guys on the wire that you can pick up that'll give you that production.
You're not wrong, but I'm just saying in principle, coming off of a 20-point game, especially, I mean, what's he at now? He was at 4 for 34 and a touchdown and a half. I just think your league mates are going to look at that. You're going to realize, okay, Puka, Davante Adams. Davante's a wide receiver 1 next to Puka, even when he's on the field, and you still have the upside that if Puka's injury lingers, you know how casuals think that he's going to be a wide receiver 1 going forward. I just think Davante Adams realistically can probably net you the top. Like, can you get anybody but the top 10 wide receivers in fantasy moving forward?
Maybe, yeah. I guess my thought process is this trade is basically a 2-for-1, and I actually think it's a very solid 2-for-1.
Yeah. Oh, I'm the BTJ guy, but I just think, Davante Adams, you might be able to sell for a little bit more.
Okay, yeah. Given how he performed this week, I'll give you the win there.
It's a fair deal
here. Also wondering if I should make some moves. So let's set his lineup first.
Judkins. Oh, so you saw what his projection was.
It's higher than any running back in fantasy this week. Collins is going to be in your lineup there. I guess he'll be in your flex because he's playing Monday. And then Waller's going to be your tight end. Scadaboo probably has to be in here with Collins, right? Debo's out, Bauer's out. You're not going to. I mean, maybe you started BTJ over these guys. It's possible, but.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because there's some potential risk with the workload of Rico Dowdle. You go.
There's no Rico's not even in the conversation for me.
He 100% is for me. The coach peak right now is pointing to the fact that we're gonna go with basically the way it was kind of framed was we're gonna see how it goes throughout the day. Why would you say that if your plan was to give Chuba Hubbard the workload coming off the injury?
Maybe, but even if Hubbard is involved 40% of the time, he played the fucking Cowboys and Dolphins the last 2 games, and now he plays a top 7 run defense.
Yeah. If you want to go with Scadaboo, I'm perfectly fine with that. I think this is a decent little segue, funny enough, because I actually have both these guys in my pick-em for this week.
Yeah, I mean, they could not be further apart in my weekly rankings than they are right now.
I have Rico just a lot higher than you.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess I just kind of view both Chuba and Rico as kind of not being great options this week.
Is it this one? Did I load in the right one? Please tell me I did.
But Jersey B, to answer your question quickly before you get into your pick'em here, he said any moves I should make. See if you could sell high on Rico Dowdle would be a good option potentially. If you could sell high on him, maybe
it depends what the price is.
Yeah,
I'm not just selling to sell.
A Scadaboo or something and go and get like a top 10 running back rest of season. You could definitely try and do something like that.
Yeah. And there is indeed hope. So that's one way to get my attention is mentioning Travis Hunter in chat.
Jacoby Myers inactive, by the way.
I called it. I knew. His injury is really weird right now.
He's also been horrendous.
So going through the pick'em, we'll start bottom to top just because I can talk. I want to talk about the Cowboys first. Ja'Cory Kroski Merritt, pretty simple. We know what the Cowboys defense represents. Highest over under of the entire slate. None of the two top wide receivers for Washington are playing. Deebo Samuel out. Terry McLaurin out. I do think the onus is going to be on Ja'Cory Kroski Merritt, especially as a receiver too. Peaked with 48% of the routes last week. We could even potentially see that uptick with none of the receivers on the field. So I do think he gets across the line against what I would say is at least a bottom two, if not the clear worst defense in the league, Corey.
Yeah, and also Hunter's playing a defensive snap and just had a fucking textbook PBU against Devontae Adams.
He's Timothy.
Cam's got hand in between the catch point.
That's how you teach it. Cam Scadaboo here, higher than 54.5 rushing yards. Pretty simple. Since he took over the backfield, he's actually got higher than this in every single game. Denver is a tough matchup against the run, but they're actually still a run funnel defense. That's just how good they are against the pass. Top 3 in defensive EPA against the pass this year. So realistically with Cam Scadaboo, 17.25 carries per game in the stretch since he's taken over as a starter. We know how this Giants offense kind of been rumbling. They've been feeding their bell cow back. I don't see anything changing this week. And then finally, we got Rico Dowdle higher than 14.5 rushing attempts. Based off all of the coach speak we've heard from Dave Canales, it sounds like it's going to be a merit-based backfield. We could see potentially whoever's kind of, doing well early in the portion of the game is going to ride the hot hand. I do think Chuba Hubbard's still going to be limited by this calf injury. And with Rico Dowdle, we've seen 26.5 carries per game in the last 2.
I mean, Chuba Hubbard's off the injury report. He said he was 110% early this week. I don't know how much I believe that he's still hurt.
It's a calf, dude.
The timeline of this injury was 2 to 3 weeks, and it's been 3 weeks since he suffered the injury, and he was out for 2.
I just think at least for this week, Rico's going to be the lead back because you do not want to rush back a calf strain.
You don't, but that's off the injury report and saying he said he was 110% on Tuesday.
I'll believe it when I see it. Okay. What it comes down to. Calf strains, I'm telling you right now, you could feel 100%, then you walk in the game and it flares up on you.
I bet you one of these guys is on our Monday video.
One of them, yeah. One of them's going to be a skyrocket.
Either Hubbard or Rico is going to be on our Monday video. I can't tell which one at this point in time.
Mason must be throwing shit. Mason
I remember when I offered fucking Zay Flowers for Travis Etienne to Mason, he said, I have him ranked 3 rounds ahead.
Wait, what was the offer?
In week 2, by the way, when Flowers was dominant the first 2 games, I offered him Flowers for Etienne. He said, I have Etienne ranked 3 rounds ahead of Flowers.
That's such a Mason thing, bro.
Yeah, crazy shit right there.
Was that like when he said that he had Jacobs ranked above Puka?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Apparently, we're getting all the heat for ranking our players too high.
I know, right? Real talk, by the way, the people that only follow the Flock League must think that we all hate each other.
I mean, also, I hate to spoil the illusion, but Mason is not actually arrogant at all. Just so you guys know, it's just kind of his bit that he's dominant and he's the king and whatnot.
It's so funny because he's legitimately one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in person. But the arrogant fucking act he puts on in the camera is just so good for the business, for the show of it.
And just so you know, I am a little bit of a know-it-all, but I'm not as much of a know-it-all as I appear to be in the Flock League.
The funniest thing do you remember when we were in call and Mason's like, be right back, I gotta do a Reddit Ask Me Anything. So he sent me the thread to it, and somebody commented, it was along the lines of Hey, Mason, I was curious on this. I'm a fan of the FSE guys. Who do you think is sharper between the two? I think they're both hardworking. I think they both know ball, but I'm curious on your thoughts. And Mason's like, who's to say who actually knows more ball? But all I know is Corey thinks he does. When I read that, I'm like, that's a perfect encapsulation of us. I'm more steady back, and you're more outward.
So this is the way I would describe us. I'm the guy who does way too much research at your fantasy draft and shows up with 7 spreadsheets and lets you know when he's ahead. Like I am a sore winner in fantasy. Like I like there's no sugarcoating it. Like I am 100% a sore winner in fantasy. But Danny's the like guy that you think has stupid takes in your league, but like is in the playoffs every year. Like, like Nick, for example, you guys saw in my home league draft, he's made the playoffs every year of our league. Like every single year, he's made the playoffs every year, and I haven't made the playoffs every year.
Yeah, like literally in my home league, I've only had 1 year where I didn't have an even or winning record, and I've made the semifinals 5 times in the last 8 years.
Yeah, which like sometimes there's that guy in your league that you don't think knows anything about ball, but he kind of just drafts off of vibes and picks like some of the best league winners every year. And Nick has been that guy in my home league.
Yeah. Nerd boy and fake taco. That's a perfect way to describe it. Nerd boy and fake taco. And I genuinely believe, because I'm such like a goofy, happy-go-lucky type of guy, like the way I talk, people will hear me talk and think, okay, I've seen like 100 Dannies at the bar drunk on a Friday night. Like that's the vibe I give off. You know what I'm saying? But because I give off that vibe, people just assume, okay, he's a rumbling fucking idiot. I could take advantage of him. That's probably why I get so many deals done, is because people probably go in thinking, oh, this guy doesn't know what's happening. And then I actually fucking get going and, oh shit, Danny's made how many deals?
Yeah, we made a lot of deals. I'll quickly go over my picks too as well for Sunday Night Football, and then we can get moving on into all the questions we got here. Sweat of the night coming, lower Christian McCaffrey, 19.75 fantasy points. Falcons, 12.5 receiving yards per game allowed to running backs this year. That is by far the lowest in the league. So I think they're going to clamp down Christian in the passing game. And I also just think that 19.75 half PPR is a lot of points, man. So I like the lower there. Penix past the sense. 5 of his 8 starts in his career, he's been higher than this. It's on the road. No Warner, no Bosa. And then receiving yards for London. Half of his game in Penix, he's been beyond 100 receiving yards. And the ones that he wasn't was at the beginning of the year when he was kind of banged up. So I like him to go higher than his receiving yards. And then again, you could tail Danny's entry. You could tail my entry. Michael Penix, gimme pick for those of you guys that are new. Promo code FSC, 50% deposit match up to 1,000 if you're new. And of course, the play 5. Get 100 if you are new. So let's get it locked in here and try and get these questions answered.
So I will go through my wide receiver picks later on in the stream. Unless I should just do it right now. Your call.
Just do it now so we can get to the questions.
I do want to address this. It is hilarious that Duran put the pronunciation in his name just so you didn't get fooled.
I'm the worst at pronouncing shit in the world. I might be the worst. I'd be the worst substitute teacher of all time. I'd be like the Key and Peele AA Ron shit.
I will say, by the way, in terms of this this statement, Minnesota is almost like the Ontario of the U.S.
Honestly, like Minnesota is just the Canada of the U.S. I think
you're not wrong.
It's not like the Ontario. I think it's just all of Canada is Minnesota.
Fair. That's probably a better way to put it. Also, Baishal Tootin looking pretty explosive. I love that.
There you go.
But yeah, no, shout out, by the way, with the pronunciation. I will pull this up. It is boom, boom, boom. It was in my other folder. That's kind of why I was struggling to get it in earlier.
Okay, I'll answer. While you pull that up, I'll answer.
I got it right now.
Here. Okay,
I got it literally right now. It is loading in the back end. This one. Okay, perfect. So going through the wide receivers again, you would have seen this happen on the shorts. I actually dropped it at like 3-4 a.m.
It was a nice sleep schedule on your hands.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I got home late and then I'm like, fuck, I definitely need to do these. So I stayed up and didn't go to bed till probably 4 or 4:30 in the morning. So yeah, I'm a degenerate. Anyways, Jordan Whittington, not yards, looking great right now. That is
3 targets.
On the bright side, it's a flex. So we're still live. We can still make money on this. So if you guys want to ignore the Jordan Whittington, be my guest. The rationale was in the 2 games we saw last year without Puka, he played the full-time role, 60-plus yards in both games. We saw last week when Puka Nacua got hurt, 92% of the snaps from Whittington. It's just unfortunately when you get a London game, all that can just be thrown out the window. So we'll go to the We'll go to the next pick. I mean, this was the low-hanging fruit, Corey. Rashid Rice higher than 5.5 receptions. Pretty simple. We saw, the last 8 games that he's played, even if you just don't isolate the 3 games he played last year, the final 8 games of the 2023 season, along with his 3 games to start 2024, he has been the target magnet for this team. And specifically in those first 3 games for last year, 33.2% target share. So 5.5 receptions. Mahomes is actually throwing 5 times per game more than he was in that stretch where Rashid Rice was healthy last year. So I'm just trusting the volume to be able to get him over the top, especially given the role in his offense. Jalen Waddle, this one's simple. 34.5 over under. The weather in this game, 99% chance of rain, 40 to 70% chance of 46 plus mile per hour wind gusts. Brian Thomas Jr. just got hurt, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's hurt. That's an ankle.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's limping off. That's not what we want.
Yep. Okay, where are we? Lower on the fantasy points.
Dropped it again.
Lower on the fantasy points with Jalen Waddle. Very, very bad game environment, like I said. CeeDee Lamb, highest over under the slate. His first game back. He could have returned last week, according to multiple reports. I think he gets over the touchdown line in this game. That could potentially be the highest scoring of the entire slate.
Yeah, it could be.
38-35?
Yeah, definitely could be.
But yeah, very quick. But if you want to tailor fade, obviously you can't use the Whittington pick. But if you want to tailor fade the other 3 picks, promo code FSE to get started.
Also, I would love to do this, John. Unfortunately, we have lives. I love, much respect to like Mason and like the Domain guys. They stream way more than we stream. I would love to stream more than we do, but frankly, I want to do stuff Saturday nights with my fiance / my friends. And, in an ideal world, I think it would be better for us if we stream Saturday nights, but we don't want to do that.
Oh, was it Tailbone? Maybe it was Tailbone. Okay.
Yeah,
I have the game muted.
It looked like
he's back on the field. It doesn't even matter.
Also, you want to hear something funny, Danny? I have Hunter versus Kyron in my home league. I have Kyron and you have Hunter in our listener league matchup.
Really?
Yeah, I have exactly the opposite of what I have in my home league.
Yeah, I didn't even clock that. I just took in actually right now that we're playing each other.
Yeah,
I mean, if Hunter can equal out to Kyron, I'd be feeling pretty good out of the slate.
Yeah, I would feel pretty good about that. Okay. Now it's time to lock in. We have a lot of questions. That was about 46 minutes of yap, maybe 5 total questions answered during the time.
One thing,
Danny.
I promise one thing. You were going to notice this anyways, but you do have Igbuka in the lineup.
I know.
Okay.
I moved him in there today.
Oh,
I have
was that
no
the
pivot options though. There's like nobody I can pivot to. I looked.
I'm praying on your downfall. Sorry, bro.
I
need the dub.
I saw the report that said he has a real chance to play, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to trust Adam Schefter. ADH Danny. That is crazy. Yo, okay, what move would you make to become a juggernaut? No more distractions, Danny. I'm shutting it down.
One thing.
What?
You know how I found out I had ADHD? At least I think I do. Because when I have coffee, I actually get more fatigued.
That's crazy. Also, I know you have ADHD because I witness you fall. Anytime we're in Texas or Buffalo or something, I witness you fall asleep like this every single night. An inch away from your phone.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. Yeah, I definitely do. That I have a couple things wrong with me.
Yeah, I actually think so. No disrespect to anybody who actually has diagnosed ADHD, but I think you can develop it just by being on devices too much. That's my take on ADHD.
Yeah, and I also think like the sociological factors, what happened in your life, like what have you been predisposed to, like have you gotten concussed? Like I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. I think partially for me, like having the concussions that I did really did impact my way of thinking. As crazy as that sounds.
Yeah. You starting Romeo or Michael Mayer here?
I really like Romeo this week.
I really like Michael Mayer too, though. That's the other thing.
I think I would go Romeo. It's not bad though. I mean, Michael Mayer's gotten really good usage, so I'm not going to get harp on it. It's just when I got 2 solid plays and one's on a 26 implied point offense and one is on the Raiders, I think that makes my decision a little easier.
Yeah, and I would probably play Bam Knight over Trevion this week.
Yeah, I think you have to for the guaranteed.
Would you play Spears or Trevion?
So I would play Spears in that matchup. The one thing I will say, by the way, if you are the underdog in this matchup, actually, I would go with Henderson and Spears. If you're the favorite or if you're in even position, go with Bam Knight over Henderson.
I would assume he's the underdog, given that he's starting Bam Knight and fucking all these guys.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I would go with Bam and Spears. That's how my rankings have it. But that's pretty close. Okay, let's keep going here. We're on a little bit of a roll here. Mason G, Trevion Henderson, Mason Taylor in a Dynasty 2 quarterback 12 team start 11 for
I think I'm doing this.
An early to mid first and 2/3.
I think I'm doing this.
It's his own one back as well, for what it's worth. It's a 2x tight end premium. I think I would hold the Henderson and Taylor side here. I think in a 2x tight end premium, Mason Taylor is worth close to an early to mid second.
So question, let me ask you this, because again, it's 2x tight end premium. That is a factor. The one thing I do have to ask, what is the context of your pick? It says early to mid. Can you get a top 2 to 3 pick? Because let me ask you, Corey, it's his name in
so
there.
Maybe he's tanking.
But that's why I'm asking.
Right.
It's his pick. That's why I'm asking. First is his pick. If his team's in a position where he's going to get a guaranteed top 2, top 3 pick, let me pose you this question. Would Mekhi Lemon, a Jordan Tyson, a Jeremiah Love, Jonah Coleman be worth that package right now? Because I think it's about on the border. I think.
Looks like he made the deal potentially. Well, he doesn't have Henderson on the team, but he does have Mason Taylor. And he has his own one back. So maybe he avoided doing this deal with Henderson.
That's definitely what happened. I think that's
maybe he just traded Henderson straight for the first or something like that.
Yeah, and if that's the case, dude, I love Henderson. I think he could be legitimately a top 5 running back in Dynasty if he, gets the workload moving forward. He's obviously not there right now, don't get me wrong, but if we had, weeks 8 to 17 split Trevion Henderson where he was getting 17 opportunities per game, like I think he could get back to RB5, RB6 in Dynasty. But with that being said, when I'm looking at this oncoming rookie cycle, like we literally just went through the profiles of these receivers in the prospect model. And on top of that, a first round draft capital, Jeremiah Love, a high second round draft capital, Jonah Coleman would at least be in discussion.
So here's my way too early overreaction take on Trevion Henderson from a Dynasty perspective. I think we might always see a guy in the backfield with him, because dating back to his college career after his freshman season, they had to have like a duo of backs there because the coaching staff at Ohio State did not trust him to hold up to a full workload. And I tend to think that might be the case with his NFL coaching staff too.
Yeah, that's a reasonable take. Arthur, we had him there in our mock. It was a little bit of a tough game because obviously, who was it on Notre Dame? Their corner. He was just playing a great game. Did you watch the USC Notre Dame game at all? I didn't,
but I saw that the Notre Dame backs kind of cooked up dope though.
So they were basically, I forget who the corner was. I want to say, was it Jadarian Lowe maybe? Here, let me see if that's the name. Jadarian Lowe? No. Who? Jadarian Moore? Also, I was thinking of Vidarian Lowe.
I know. I was like, I recognize that name. I don't know who you're talking about. That name sounds familiar.
Let me see the Notre Dame depth chart, and then once I see the name, I'm going to know. I just know he's a young corner, and he was basically playing press man on Mekhi all game, and he was actually playing like really, really well.
That might be a tape that we have to go back to and watch how he handles physicality potentially.
Yeah, here, corner. Leonard Moore. That's what his name is.
Leonard Moore sounds like a fucking 70s blues artist.
Sophomore corner, and he literally was just playing press man on Mekhi most of the game, and he was actually playing like well on most of the reps.
Probably learned from Buccaneer great Benjamin Morrison.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, Notre Dame's always gritty like that.
Dude, I think the biggest lock of the century on Monday night is that the Lions and Bucks game hits the under.
By the way, the over got steamed even more by the sharp money. Eh?
I think it's going to hit the under. I think that the Bucks defense, first of all, the last time they played, the game went way under, and we disrupted Goff like crazy. Our secondary, it might be the best in football based on how it's playing right now. And with Zion back healthy, we have the deepest cornerback room in football right now. It's not even close.
Fair enough.
Our sixth corner, Kendall Vildor, had almost a pick six last week. But anyways, let's get back to it. Terps trade question here. Jared Goff, Tedero McMillan, Harold Fannin for Patrick Mahomes and Jameson Williams. I think I want Tedero McMillan here.
It's close. If you have another
deal though.
If you have another starting tight end and you're good in terms of wide receiver depth, like, can we see the team quick? So he's Terp. So he's got a surplus of value. In this type of situation,
for a QB upgrade, and he has Rice. I think that's fair if you want to go. Evans coming back too.
And like, dude, if you want to make this deal, you're giving up a 3 for 2. You pick up like a guy like Jaden Higgins, for example, as a free stash this week, or a Colson Loveland if you really want.
Or even Dylan Sampson, throw him at the end of your bench.
Even Mason Taylor if you prefer Taylor. Also, why is Trevor?
I think, given the context of your team, I think I'm fine with this trade. I just would kind of prefer somebody better than JMO, but that's fine. I think that's a fair deal.
Did Travis? Wait. Did Travis just get a big play called back because an offensive lineman was illegally down the field?
My game crashed on me, so I didn't actually see the play.
I just saw Travis Hunter like looking in the camera because you know how the camera shots always go to him.
Yep.
Looking in the camera like pissed off, and
I'm looking at a play action here.
Okay, it wasn't a big play. It was like a 1-yarder. Okay, I thought I missed a big play because the way it looked like a big play got called back.
Oh no, yeah, no, it doesn't look like a big play. Fields versus Bo Nix. Who do you for this week of the two of them?
Fields with no Garrett Wilson is not entering my starting lineup.
Really? I still have him as like a top. Where is he? Top 15 play? Or no, hold on. That's redraft rankings? Where is he in my weekly rankings? I still have him as a top 11 play, and I do actually have him one spot ahead of Nix.
I'm gonna go Nix here. I like the matchup a lot more against the Giants.
Yeah. Okay. I'll capitulate on it. The same tier for me. Devon Achane is going to be in your lineup. Kamani Vidal is going to be in your lineup of those other options. T. Higgins, hopefully you started on Thursday. I'm assuming you did, just given that you have a flex open as well. George Pickens is going to be one of those. And then tight end wise, Harold Fannin over Darren Waller all day for me, given the
same game environment, but yeah.
Yeah. And Tedero McMillan would be the other option for me here over Smitty. Hopefully you played Higgins, because if you didn't play Higgins, you probably had Smith in there, or like you probably like that. You may have sat Higgins, but I definitely would have played Higgins given the game environment that he had. Even despite the result, obviously hindsight, he had a great game. But I think even given the game environment and how Flacco looked in his first start, I would have played Higgins for sure there. Dynasty 2 quarterbacks start 10. 10-team league. Jamar for Lamb and Judkins. I think I want Lamb and Judkins here. Yeah, I know you want Lamb and Judkins, but I think as the non-Lamb bias guy, I think even I would want Lamb and Judkins here.
Respectfully not close. Like, respectfully not close.
Yeah. Again, we all know you were going to say that.
Okay,
I think it's closer than you think it is, but it's definitely still the Lamb and Judkins side.
Corey, you're dealing with 2 20-point per game receivers, and you're getting a free Judkins for a third. It's not close.
Yeah. My only concern is Aaron Jones becoming my RB2. So this is a trade where you'd be getting Puka Nacua and Ricky Pearsall for Kenneth Walker, Igbuka, and Franklin. Honestly, figure out your running back too. Just figure out your running back too.
Too good of a deal.
Great buy low, by the way, right now, I think.
Dude, I would do this for Puka on his own very easily.
Yeah. Like the fact that you're getting Pearsall, who could, when healthy, be like, I'm not going to say he's going to be as good as Igbuka, but he could be comparable to Walker as an asset, I think, in terms of points per game.
Yeah, he could.
Jay Swoosh, you're going Caleb over Dart there all day. Wide receiver wise, Myers is out.
Golden.
Nakua is out. Yeah, sure. Golden versus Shakir. I'd go Golden as well. Bam Spears versus Shakir in the flex, probably. I think I'd go Shakir there. Just give me the attachment to the Bills offense.
I mean, the Bills are on bye.
Oh, fuck, I'm dumb as hell.
I have Spears over Bam.
You have Spears over Bam? I would take Bam, just the opportunity that he punches in a touchdown kind of thing.
If against Green Bay as 7-point home underdogs versus Tajay Spears, 59% of the snaps and the full receiving autonomy, I think Spears can catch like 6 or 7 passes.
I think he can too. I think that's within the range of outcomes for him. But I think if you're going to get 10 to 15 carries from Bam and a potential goal line opportunity, I think that's probably going to trump that for me. But they're both kind of like mid-range, high-end RB3s. So I'm not really... If you want to go Spears, you have some conviction on it, I'll give it to you. They're 7-point underdogs to the Patriots, and they could get fucking walloped by them, so it's possible.
I think it's more likely that Spears catches 6+ passes than it is Bam Knight scores a touchdown against the Packers.
I mean, Vegas doesn't agree with you, but I think that's fair.
What are the odds, though? I mean, Bam Knight scores
his receptions, I'm sure, are like if you went to just
3.5
receptions as the odds for Spears, I'm sure it would be higher odds than Bam to score.
Here, you could pull up the next question. Now I'm actually curious, like what it is, because I'm going to check on Underdog. Surely Spears has his reception projection posted.
Well, yeah, but you won't be able to see 6+. Let me see the I'll look at the ladder on DK here. If I go to the Packers Cardinals game, the odds for an anytime touchdown for Bam are +280, which is actually pretty decent. I actually would probably take that if I was betting that. Receiving receptions, if I ladder Spears, that's the wrong game. If I ladder Spears in the Patriots game, I bet you it's got to be like a solid fucking plus 500, I would imagine. Let's take a look.
Really?
If
it's plus 500, I got to make that bet right now.
It is plus 2,100 for 6+.
Give me that all day. Give me
plus 20.
Where's that posted?
DK. Yeah, if you like 4+ receptions is plus 380.
Oh, dude, I'm laddering that right now.
And plus 930 for 5+ receptions.
I'm doing that right now.
Go nuts. Keenan Allen, Xavier Worthy, Michael Pittman, Kendrick Bourne, Quentin Johnston. I think Xavier Worthy probably the best option here, but there's a lot of good options that I like. Tight end wise, Kittle or Kelsey. If you had to make this decision, you going Kittle?
I would go Kittle. It's funny because we're actually both playing against these tight ends in the Flock League.
Yeah,
I'm playing against Kelsey. You're playing against Kittle.
Yeah.
It's really just which one's going to burn us harder.
It's going to be Kittle versus me, 100%. Keenan Allen, Michael Pittman, Kelsey, Kendrick Bourne, Quentin Johnston. I think Pittman and QJ is where I lean here.
Pittman and QJ?
Or are you going to play Bourne or Keenan Allen or Kelsey over QJ? Or Montgomery, for what it's worth.
Pittman and QJ. That's a good question, though.
Montgomery's also in the conversation.
That's the thing. Like, even Bourne is, for that matter. Bourne's a top 25 wide receiver for me this week.
He's definitely not for me because of Kittle coming back, and the matchup is pretty tough. I have him like kind of just inside my top 36, if I'm not mistaken.
Top 36 is too low. You should have him at least in the top 30. Him and Mac Jones are best friends, and Jawan Jennings
are, but like the way I look at it, I would rather take the upside of like a Jordan Addison big play, a Wan'Dale Robinson big target game, a Romeo Doubs big play, kind of thing like that.
You can't start Wan'Dale over him. You can't. I was the Wan'Dale guy going into. No, you can't, dude. Between the matchup, between the big play upside we've seen from Bourne, on top of that, Jawan Jennings is playing with 5 broken ribs, dude.
No, I know that, but yeah, I mean, Kittle's out there, McCaffrey's out there. Like, I think Bourne is fine. He's top 36 play.
Hey, Kendrick Bourne versus Wan'Dale Robinson. Write it down, and actually, I will write this down in the group chat as well.
I'm not writing it down. We know the classic.
Danny Bourne, Bush, one.
Notice how Wan'Dale is nobody to Danny now that he's not on his team anymore.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I like
Wan'Dale if he was on your team still.
No. Don't get me wrong. I like Wan'Dale. It's just Denver's quite literally top 3 in defensive EPA per play against the pass.
They are, but the part that they're actually kind of susceptible to is the slot. So that's kind of where I would feel decent about him.
Sure. Maybe you get 5 catches for 35 yards in this game environment because they're not allowing big plays.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, Kendrick Bourne's definitely like the higher ceiling play. I'll give you that for sure. Woody Marks, Bucky Irving, Chris Olave for Derrick Henry and Steph Diggs. It's a 2 quarterback redraft league. There's no QBs in this question, so it doesn't really matter. I think I like the upside of the Bucky side a little bit more. I don't know. This is close. Like, I like Derrick Henry, but I think Bucky versus Henry is kind of the same bet where you're like, I want the upside late season of the RB that can carry me.
I feel like you're just giving up a free Woody Marks here, which, like, why? You know?
Yeah, and like Olave over Diggs any day of the week for me.
Yeah, I agree. There's also a 33% profit boost for the live bet for in London. Also, Brian Thomas Jr. is getting his leg looked at on the sideline by a trainer.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on there.
I might have to run it back with the next touchdown scorer bets, by the way. I got another 3 profit boosts. You remember I was hitting those?
Yeah, you were. Damian Meyer, 34. Thoughts, I have no RB3, could prevent disaster. Olave and Metcalf for Worthy and Warren. I believe we answered this in the live chat when he submitted this, but this is pretty fair. I know Danny is going to prefer the Worthy side, I think, but I'm a little worried about Worthy's health, even though I have him ranked the highest of these receivers. If you have no RB3, I think this is a fair trade overall. And if you're really desperate for an RB3, I think this is fine. I don't know. Metcalf versus Warren is about a wash to me. I mean, maybe you slightly prefer Warren, given that you need a running back 3. And then Olave for Worthy, I do slightly prefer Worthy. So, I mean, I think this is a pretty fair offer, as good as it gets as far as like fair for both sides.
Yeah, I think I want the Warren and Worthy side, but I agree. It's about a fair face value type of deal. So Corey, 10 to win 24.90 with 3+, 10 to win 48 with 4+, 10 to win 103 with 5+, 10 to win 220 with 6+. I laddered all of them.
Okay, there you go. All right,
let's go.
We got how many questions left? We still have over 40 questions, so let's lock in.
Yeah, I'll lock in too. Like I've been kind of.
I said let's being polite.
I mean, it's sometimes you too, but yeah.
I mean, it's not currently is what I mean. Mike Evans, AJ Brown, Emeka Egbuka,
QJ not close.
Oh, I'd play AJ over QJ.
No fucking chance against Minnesota. Are we
Minnesota's great against the pass. They've been like the best pass defense for receivers in the league.
Dude, give me the guy who's averaging double AJ's points per game and has a way better matchup, please.
Yeah, you're probably right. AJ, what are we talking
stinks.
About?
Buddy, 9 points per game this year. Got it.
He's been bad. He said Kendrick Bourne is also available on waivers. So would you play Kendrick? Like, would you pick up Kendrick Bourne over any of these options and play him?
I would go with Rico Dowdle for sure with one of these, and I would go with AJ Brown with one of them.
So, and then, I mean, I'm assuming he didn't play Chase Brown. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Yeah, because otherwise he wouldn't be in the discussion.
I think AJ and Dowdle have to be two of these probably.
Yo, I have the perfect scenario. You go Rico and AJ, and then you have one of the Bucs wide receivers in your lineup. Worst case scenario, if both are out, you have Woody as a pivot because he plays on Monday.
So you sit AJ.
No. AJ, you have the two flexes, AJ plus Rico, and then the third spot you put in a Tampa Bay wide receiver. If both are out, then you pivot to Woody Mark.
But you're not willing to play both Bucs receivers, is what you're saying. And
I'm not putting both in the lineup.
I think it's a guarantee that one of them will play. Because like, what if let's say Egbuka was the one who was out and Evans was in, and then you pivot to Marks on him, and you just like, because again, if I was answering this question solo, I think I'm sitting Dowdle here. And riding with the two Bucs receivers and pivoting to Marks if one of them's out.
I'm sitting AJ before I said Dowdle.
That's fair. Let's roll with Evans and then say, hey, Egbuka's banged up. We don't really want to rely on him, that kind of thing. I think these are good enough options to leave Egbuka on the bench. I won't fight you on that. But I think given that you have the Marks pivot, I'm okay doing it.
Yeah, Zach, I agree. That's probably what's going to end up happening. But like, do you really want to accept all the risk in case like he said he's expected to play? Like, what if he's warming up pregame and then he pulls something? Like, there's always
and not to mention too, if you have both the Bucs receivers out there, like that's more risk that if they get banged up. And based on Buccaneers injury luck this year, it's possible that one of them re-aggravates their injury during the game and drops like a 1.2 points in your lineup or something like that.
Also, don't care. Give me Gibbs and Lamb.
Gibbs versus Cook is essentially a wash for me. It's pretty close.
I prefer Gibbs though.
I do too, but it's not that far off. Lamb versus Jefferson's also essentially a wash for me. I guess this would depend. No. It's a start 8 to 12 team. It's a little bit of a deeper starting lineup. It's
Lamb versus Jefferson not a wash. Lamb versus Jefferson not a wash.
It is for me.
It shouldn't be.
Jefferson for Lamb, and this is Wilson's enough of a piece to like make this pretty close. Like it's not like you're getting like Olave or something. Like you're getting a legit significant contributor.
So Corey, let me ask you this: if that was Bijan Robinson's name instead of CeeDee Lamb, your answer would be Bijan.
Well, that's how who's your number 1 overall player rest of the season?
CeeDee Lamb's my number 2 overall player rest of the season.
Okay. I mean, I think if you want to take this side, that's fair. I think given the scoring settings that it's a start 8, 12 team, I think that's a deep enough format that Wilson would be an every week starter, significant contributor for you.
Yeah, no, Garrett Wilson's a fine piece. Just realistically, why would I downgrade my wide receiver 1 from potentially 20, 21 points per game to Jefferson's probably going to be a 17 to 18 point per game scorer this year?
Really? You think Jefferson's that big of a difference between Lamb? I think it's like a 2 point per game difference maximum.
I think minimum it's a 2 point per game difference.
Yeah.
And the offenses, dude.
Again, I'm not going to argue with CeeDee Lamb over you. You're never going to give any way on that. Jay Dollar Sign did not make the trade yet. My bad on phrasing before.
Whittington catch, by the way. Maybe he backdoors it. Sorry.
Yeah. Devon Achane, Tyler Warren. Okay, so Warren versus Kraft is
right side.
Yeah, I think you probably want the right side here. I mean, Achane's the best player in the deal, so that factors in. But Burden's kind of just like clearly the worst player in the deal. So
yeah, it's like there's a bigger discrepancy between Achane and Rice for you. I do prefer Achane, but they're closer for me. And then Judkins versus Burden. Burden's my guy, but I mean Judkins is a fucking top 12 running back rest of the season, top 13 running back rest of the season. Like I just think all the upsides on the right side here. And as much as I like Tyler Warren, I do prefer him over Kraft. But Tyler Kraft too, realistically, like he's going to have spike weeks. And people are like, well, if you took out week 2 where he scored 24 points, like, buddy, you can't take out a tight end spike week. That's the reason you play them.
Yeah, tight ends are not consistent. Anybody who's expecting consistency from a tight end is playing in leagues where tight ends should be executed because they all stink. But anyways, yeah, that makes sense. Pierre 11 here, Jameson Williams, Justin Fields for Chris Olave. Yeah, I'll take Olave here.
Yeah, I agree. One quarterback.
Enjoy my old skateboard. Travis Etienne and Travis Hunter
right
for
side.
Rashad White and Terry McLaurin.
Right side.
Yep. More Jacksonville Jaguars pain is what the doctor ordered on this one.
Hey, maybe you're not able to do it now because obviously we do have the context. Maybe is BTJ banged up or not? Because I'm watching the game in mute, and every time it pans to him, he's getting somebody looking at his leg on the sideline.
Yeah. Just traded Tyler Warren Pacheco for Rice and Goddard. Scared. I mean, I think I'd be fine making that move. Rice is enough of an upgrade over. I mean, I love me some Pacheco, but that ain't. I was
gonna say getting Pacheco off your team is already the W here.
It is, yeah. Christian McCaffrey, Matthew Golden, and Jake Ferguson for BTJ, Ricky Pearsall, and Kyron. I just want Christian McCaffrey.
Dude, you could take out Golden and Ferguson. I'd still make this deal.
Yeah, I think you could definitely argue, especially at start 7 like that. Okay, this is the other team review that we have. Let's get into it for Jay Stark, and then we'll rapid fire the rest of them. So started the year off hot. I think my team is better than my record. And he said, or is it time to start trading some guys, go for a rebuild? And so this is a dynasty question, obviously. And then he said, I did just trade Bill recently. Also Coker. Any thoughts and recommendations? Much appreciated. So I'm on a mission is the name of his team here. So looking at it, first question he had basically was, can I compete or should I kind of go for a rebuild? I would say you're probably a little light. 10 teams start 8. You probably want to be better than this. You know what I mean? Like you don't have a solidified tight end. You're probably one wide receiver hammer short, probably a running back hammer short. In a 1 quarterback league, you're good with Jaden Daniels and Trevor Lawrence, but I would say you're 2 studs short of being in a great position. And he said he did just trade Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt and
what did he get?
The other guy that he said, and Jalen Coker recently.
What did he get?
He didn't list what he got for them. I'm assuming, let's say he ended up netting a first of combined value for those 2 players combined. Let's just say that's what he netted.
Yeah, if you can do that, that's solid. I am curious what you got. Please let him score. He traded for them. Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Corey. Like that doesn't make sense that he would have traded them.
Okay, sorry, I did just trade for Ja'Cory recently. Yes, okay, that makes sense. I mean, generally, if you're in a rebuild, I don't want to trade for players. I usually want to just have picks. But if you think those guys are good buys, that's fine.
Well, that's the thing. Maybe he moved like older assets to be able to acquire them. Like maybe this team had like a Derrick Henry on top, and like he sold Derrick Henry and another older piece to try to get that. Like I think that makes sense. Ultimately, here your team is young. You have realistically, like Corey said, probably not the highest in terms of overall contention this year. But because you're liquid, because you have all of your pick capital, an extra second in 2027. Like if Andrews has a 2 touchdown game when Lamar Jackson gets back, maybe you can liquidate him. If we're talking
DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Jalen Warren, Jacoby Myers, any of those guys pop up with big games and that kind of thing. Like Keenan Allen, I think is probably at peak value right now. So I'd probably try and sell him ASAP. DJ Moore is not really producing, so you have to wait for him to start producing. And then same goes for Jacoby Myers. He's injured right now. So you get Jalen Warren, I think you have to sell him this week. This is probably the highest he'll ever be valued, to be honest with you. You should probably sell him ASAP.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, coming off of that big game, he's not going to play Cincinnati every week. What did I tell you going into that game, by the way, Corey? Cincinnati looks like probably one of the most disinterested defenses at making a tackle I've ever seen outside of maybe Dallas.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
They don't like tackling.
No, definitely not. So, you got some moves to make. Generally, your overall sentiment in the trade, what are you saying?
Did you just see the game, by the way? The Jaguars player jumped in the neutral zone, and the Rams lineman just blew him up.
Oh, yeah. General sentiment on his review was, should I kind of tear this thing down and play for next year? And I think you're on the right track with that thought. I don't think that you can compete with this team. Given your 2-4 record, points-wise, you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7th in the league right now. Like I would say you're probably not going to be in position to compete this year. So yeah, anybody giving you great value, giving you great production, probably somebody worth selling. And actually, St. Brown is somebody I would shop. Can you get Malik Neighbors plus for St. Brown right now? Can you get BTJ plus, Ladd McConkey plus a big piece? You know, somebody that can give you youth and also maybe net you a first round pick on top of it or something like that.
Maybe you can get like 3 1s on the market for him right now with how good he's been.
Yeah, like I personally would be more on the side of selling him for a younger receiver. Like if you can get Neighbors plus a 2 or something for St. Brown, I think I'd be willing to do something like that. But yeah, you definitely need to shop him.
Your best ball bags might be looking good.
Was that Terrence Ferguson?
Yeah.
Dude, Terrence Ferguson, I drafted him late. I cooled down at the end of the offseason because I thought I was getting ahead of ADP early in the offseason. He would get a lot of training camp buzz, and then he would be like a 140s pick. And that never really happened. So I cooled off in the offseason because I was like, he could also be a stone zero potentially. So,
dude, who was 42 on the Jaguars? You know what that reminded me of? What's it? The linebacker on Tough Borland. You remember Tough Borland?
Tough Borland?
He was a linebacker for frickin' Ohio State, and he kept having to man up against Devontae Smith in the slot in the national championship.
Yes, I do remember that actually.
the white Ohio State linebacker that couldn't run, but somehow always got matched up on Devontae Smith on RPOs.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that was like a 30-yard touchdown, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, no, it was a rip, dude.
Yeah, there we go. Nice little. I thought it was like in the red zone, but yeah, we'll take that.
You saw 42 trying to run with him, right?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, Terrence Ferguson. Who the fuck is Terrence? Scant says in the chat. Terrence Ferguson is one of my guys, best comparable to George Kittle in the prospect model. So shout out Terrence Ferguson. Also, if you guys are a rebuilding dynasty team like this guy is here, I'm on a mission. Has Terrence Ferguson just kind of waiting in the wings? I do think he is the type of guy that I would love to stash on my dynasty rosters, especially if you have a George Kittle type or a Kelsey type or a Goddard type or like an older tight end. Putting in Terrence Ferguson behind them is definitely a good option. But yeah, blanket statement, Andrews, DJ Moore, Jacoby Myers, Keenan Allen, Jalen Warren, Aaron Jones. Look for selling windows on these players. Cash out for seconds, cash out for multiple of them together. Maybe you get a future first out of it if you're lucky. And then maybe shop Amon-Ra St. Brown as well. See if you can get a younger receiver plus. But anyways, we can move on to the rest of the questions that we have here. We have about 40-ish minutes and about 40-ish questions. So we should start to rep here. Bird Gang Gordo here. Should I start Gatson or start Burden or Burden over Ayo Manor? I would probably flex. Okay, so you don't have a pivot option, but on the waivers in a 12-team start 8, I'd have to imagine you could find something, right? Are you cool? I'm riding on Ibuka here, I think, in his situation. And like your best option right now is Gadsden and Burden. Like I would ride on Ibuka, see if he plays. And then if he doesn't, you should be able to find a Tez Johnson, a Sterling Shepard, a K Doughton, a Dalton Schultz, Jaden Higgins, Torrey Horton, somebody like that.
Corey, there's no tight end premium. As much as I like Aronde Gadsden, just make sure you insure yourself today. He's not worth keeping on the roster if it means that you don't have a pivot option and somebody in your league can block you tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would definitely. He also has marks, but he doesn't have anything he can swap in there. So you kind of don't really like that. Yeah, I think your lineup also is kind of, it looks like a little bit down from bye weeks and stuff and injuries to Hampton and Irving. So
relatable.
You're kind of in a bad position to begin with. So you might as well swing for the upside that Ibuka plays and as Ibuka does Ibuka stuff. So I'd probably just roll with Ibuka. And again, pivot to one of those options that I kind of mentioned throughout. JP 2016, Rashad White versus Scadaboo. They're literally back-to-back in my rankings. I do have Scadaboo one spot higher.
Let me see where I have these guys ranked. Again, I don't have much conviction here because, of course, they're very similar as well in my rankings. Let me just pull it up. Sorry, I had the... I'm
actually, you know what? I'm going to make a live swap here. Because I have... I did have Rashad White one spot lower in the tier list, but now that I think about it, I am quite concerned that the Giants kind of get mapped by the Broncos defense on the road here.
Yeah, I had them ranked 13 Scadaboo, 15 Rashad White. The reason why I think I might make the flip is because part of it is that even though Ibuka has a chance to play, I would assume that it's probably unlikely at this point.
I think it's when they say has a real chance to play, I would consider that a better than 50% chance if they say something like that.
Really, eh? Okay. Yeah. I just never know what to make of those reports.
I know they're hard to figure out because like the language is not always the same, but I would say there's a good chance. I would say there's a 60-40 chance that Ibuka plays.
Yeah, and fuck. They're so close. I have Scattaboo, fucking Rashad White, Rico Dowdle, J.K. Dobbins, Jalen Warren, all in that area. I actually have a build ahead of that tier at 12.
I have Bill. I have Rashad at 12, Scattaboo at 13, and Bill at 14. So they're all like within that same range for me.
Bill 12, Rashad 13,
Breece,
Scattaboo 14.
Yeah,
I have Breece at 18 specifically just because Carolina's run defense has actually been a lot better this year.
Yeah, I agree. Guys, how do I tell my wife I don't like brunch food? She's about to make me drop $100 on small plates. It's funny because I actually went out for brunch yesterday. But I love me some brunch food, to be honest with you.
Travis Hunter has 11 targets, by the way.
Well, I mean, Liam Cohen said we wanted to get him 8 to 10 targets, so we just didn't know that was going to result in 5 fantasy points or whatever he has made. Actually, that was based on the first catch.
Yeah, it was like 15 yards, maybe 20 yards.
He's got 20 yards fantasy points. It's season high.
Yeah, that's more than the projection you had on Sleeper. I'll take it.
Yeah, there you go. We'll take 10 fantasy points out of Hunter. I mean, he's outscoring Kyron in my home league, right? I mean, this conversely works against me in the listener league, but he's outscoring Kyron in my home league, so I'll take it.
Also, Corey, please keep up the bit. No matter what in the betting odds, you need to have me as the underdog because it's been working.
Sure.
Every week you have. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, Rashee Rice and Odunze pretty clearly the best options here, right?
Yes.
Or are you going to start McMillan over Rice?
I love McMillan as those two, though. They're both top 8 receivers for me.
Whoops, not Harvey. There we go.
I have both of them ranked higher than Jefferson this week.
But yeah, are we going Rashad or Scattaboo? Gun to your head. You got to start one.
Back to back, I just moved Rashad White one spot higher.
Okay. There we go. Alligator 246, Pickens for Breece Hall.
Pickens.
You need a running back? I'm fine with it. It's pretty much a wash in my rankings.
Yeah, it's dynasty too. So like you said, if you need a running back, I don't mind making the pivot.
It's dynasty. Yeah, I would definitely go with Breece then.
Wait, Brian, are you ahead of us? Oh my God. Oh my God.
You know what? I'm cool if you just spoiled that. I'm cool with it. I'm cool if you just spoiled that.
Somebody clip it. Let's go.
Oh, Hunter touchdown, baby. There was a flag, though. There was a flag. There was a flag.
Please stand. When he typed that, pass interference, defense.
Let's go.
On the defense. Travis Hunter breakout week is here. Let's go.
Danny about to move up from 11 in all of his best ball drafts to 9th.
Holy shit. Let's go. Wait. Sorry, I had to make flips.
Yeah, you did. Did you hear what I said? You moved up from 11th in all of your best ball lobbies to 9th.
Holy shit. Wait, how many points does he have? Like 6
20.
for 95?
So I need to check my my parlay that I put on this game because Travis Hunter touchdown was the part that I wasn't going to even look at it until Hunter scored. So, Danny, I might have a live one here.
What's up?
I need Devontae Adams doesn't have a lot of receiving yards. I needed 79.5 receiving yards from Devontae Adams and one more reception from Jordan Whittington to hit this bet.
Fuck.
Because Hunter touchdown was the biggest part of it.
28-0 deficit. We get the garbage time score, baby. Let's
Love
go.
to see it. Dude, I needed a win so bad in my home league, and the fact that Hunter and Higgins have combined for 42 points feels really fucking good. That feels really good. Knowing that I was playing with Bam Knight in my RB2 spot because I've been so down bad without Amari and Hampton, and I didn't have Puka this week, that feels good. That feels really good. But anyways, let's get back to it here. Where's fake spicy taco now? Jordan Mason, I know you disagree with this one, guaranteed. I have Jordan Mason ahead of Rico Dowdle, though.
Hunter TD. Sorry, what was it? Jordan Mason? Oh, hell no. Give me Rico.
Okay,
where do you have them both?
I'll capitulate on it. And Mason's gonna be the flex over Smitty, though, right?
I have Mason this week at RB23. Who's the flex you mentioned?
Smitty, Devontae.
Yeah, I'd take Mason.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Mason. Now it's time. What do we got? How many questions do we got? Because I need to keep reminding you because your ADHD is taking over.
You don't know how happy that just made me.
Yeah, dude. It made me happy too. Trust me.
Holy fuck.
We'll take that. Breece Hall, CeeDee Lamb for Jahmyr Gibbs, Tedoroa, McMillan, a 10-team start 7. It's a pretty fair trade. Like by my rankings, this is as even of a trade as you'll ever see. By my rankings, at least.
Sedarian.
Yeah, we all knew that was coming. Yeah, I think I think I would also agree with you. Like it's not that far of a difference, but I would agree. Congratulations, fellas. It was fun while it lasted.
Yo, Spicy Taco, I appreciate you for the rage baits because it made this moment even more worth it. I like, as crazy as that sounds, like Travis Hunter struggling for him to finally show the fucking world that he's capable of this, that he's capable of scoring. Wild concept. The second overall pick is capable of scoring touchdowns. Holy fuck, I feel so good right now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, okay.
That hit the spot.
So does Sleepers feature that like auto swap, whatever? Does it work in that they would start if Igbuka's out?
Yes.
Like, so if I auto swap Kendre Miller, I get Kendre Miller's points.
I think it has to be at a game.
How it works. People think on Twitter that's how it works.
No. The way it works is they have to play at or after.
Yeah, that's what I
figured. The only way it works.
It's just so that you don't accidentally miss the report that he's out or something. Not that he would actually get those points if he ends up missing.
This is actually a good point too. Depending on the league you're in, it might allow one thing or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody's kind of saying that.
But it's not that if Igbuka doesn't play, you get a player that plays on Sunday. That's not how it works. People in the comments of Deepak's tweet saying Deepak said lean slightly towards playing is what he said, but he's beating the data by a lot. It's not that you would be able to play a Sunday player. It's that you'd be able to auto swap in a Monday night player if you're just like not on your phone or something like that. The replacements here, start 2 Dowdle, T-Mac, or Vidal this week.
Dowdle, T-Mac.
I would not play Dowdle. I'd play T-Mac and Vidal.
No way you're playing Vidal over Dowdle.
100% I would play Vidal over Dowdle. I'm more confident in his workload and he has a better matchup.
Where do you have them both ranked? Because that'll be the decider.
They are 21 and 24.
Yeah, no, okay. Rico's going in the lineup. He's 15 for me.
Okay.
I actually have both of them higher than you do.
That's fair.
Sorry. One thing. Baishal Tuden has one less touch this week than Travis Etienne.
All right. I need a big play to Devontae Adams for my bet to hit, man.
I don't know, man.
My money back by 2x what I lost last night on a $10 bet.
Hopefully we can win, brother. Hopefully we can win.
Fannin or Waller / Vidal or Quentin Johnston. Other suggestions. Okay, so I would play Fannin over Waller 100%. And then Vidal versus Quentin Johnston. Who would you play there?
QJ.
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
It's just like, I'm willing to give QJ the benefit of the doubt. He's 17 plus point per game this year. Keenan Allen hasn't had a single game with over 80% of the routes. And in fact, his route percentage has gone down in these last few weeks. You know, Keenan Allen in the last 3 games, his best finish has been the wide receiver 40 on a given week.
Yeah, that's because it's Ladd McConkey season. We all know that.
Hear me out. I mentioned this on the wide receiver tier list video. The reason why I think Ladd might be a buy low right now too is that if Trey Harris keeps impressing the coaches, maybe in 11 personnel, he works onto the field over Keenan Allen and Ladd McConkey just becomes the full-time slot in 11P.
Yeah, that could be possible.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, it was a wild thing I just thought of when I was doing the tier list. I'm like, yeah, no, like Ladd might actually keep cooking.
Dude, I think that Ladd is just back, to be honest with you. I think he just needed to start playing better, and he's playing better.
By the way, Dylan, an hour 17 or so, I believe, is the mark on the stream when it happened.
Yes.
So what would that be? Sure. Like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah. Eubes, Josh Allen, Quentin Johnston, Romo Dunze for Jaden Daniels, Javonte Williams, and Justin Jefferson. I think you got to go with the Allen side here, right?
Yeah. So Allen over Daniels.
Williams, Judkins completely washes out of this deal, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'd rather have Allen and a Dunze than Daniels and Jefferson. So yeah.
Yeah. That's close, though. I think that's a relatively fair deal. I think the difference between Daniels and Allen is roughly about the difference between Jefferson and Odunze, in my opinion.
Yeah, reasonable take.
Pierre 11, Chris Olave for George Pickens. Somebody offered me this. Well, you go take it because George Pickens has no business going around Chris Olave. And that's coming from me, so you know it's not biased to shit.
Yeah, free 99. Are we caught up?
No, not even close.
Oh.
Your ADHD has cost us quite a bit of time here.
Holy fuck,
not
dude.
Even on the questions that I've submitted today, brother.
Shit. Okay.
Rapide here. Zay Flowers and Brock Bowers in a 2 quarterback redraft 10 team for Alvin Kamara and Jake Ferguson.
This left side.
Yeah, you got to go Flowers and Bowers here. Flowers and Bowers, love that.
Flowers and Bowers.
The question here. Okay, Golden, Olave, Pittman. Okay, I mean Olave's got to be one of them. Pittman's got to be another. Golden. I mean, hopefully you started Hunter with the other one.
You probably didn't, but hopefully you did.
I would have in this question.
Over Golden?
Oh, over Golden. No, over. Yeah. I mean, I actually would play Kelsey over Golden.
Yeah, play Kelsey. Yeah.
Yeah, I would play Kelsey. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Good looking lineup though. Drew Bree. I hate Drew Brees. Drew Bree, Caleb Williams over Justin Fields, Cam Scattaboo, Travis Etienne, Jordan Mason. Hopefully you played Scattaboo and not Etienne because I would have said to play Scattaboo. George Kittle over Tyler Warren, or would you play Warren over Kittle this week?
Warren.
You play Warren over Kittle? Okay.
I played Warren simply off the fact that he's coming off a fully torn hamstring.
Or you play both of them.
You could play both of them too.
I would play both of them.
Yeah, play both of them. Perfectly. No Debo, and I would play Kittle over Jordan Mason. The reason why I was saying, like, if it's Warren versus Kittle, it's like Kittle could very well be the tight end one on the week. But why risk a older player coming off a fully torn hamstring when you literally have the tight end one in fantasy currently right now with Tyler Warren?
Yeah, no, exactly.
You know, it's like the bird in hand versus the two in the bush. It's like Kittle could be the tight end one, but like Warren currently is. You know,
no, exactly. I want Chase, but my RB depth would be low.
I don't care. I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'm also doing this. You also don't have to watch the fucking Jaguars every week.
Hopefully this is still on the table because it might not.
It probably won't be. I mean, he submitted this yesterday, so it's not like it was submitted Thursday night.
Yeah,
or something. Like it should be on the table still. Coach Dylan 5293, Ja'Cory Krosky, Merritt, Rashad White. I would start Rashad, but I'm assuming you're going to get you only got to make them decision because you're probably going Rice and Odunze with the other two.
I have Bill.
Or you can start Bill over Rice.
No, I'm starting Rice. There's no debate.
Okay, so we got to make the decision then Bill versus Rashad.
I have Bill slightly higher, but they're back to back, so I will capitulate because
they're back to back for me too. So, they're not quite back to, but it's 12 and 14 for me.
I'll make the case for Bill. You can make the case for Rashad. The case for Bill for me pretty simple. We already know Debo's not going to be there. We already know Terry McLaurin is not going to be there. This is the highest over under the entire slate, and he just had his route share peak at 48%. I wouldn't even be shocked if we saw 60 to 65% of the routes for Bill in this week.
I'll capitulate on you there, but the one thing I would say is that Chris Rodriguez was out last week and he's in this week. So that might affect his snap share overall.
Yeah. No, totally reasonable.
I mean, workload is 100% better, but he has a much worse matchup. And Liam McNeil's back for the Lions, and the run defense matchup's going to be difficult.
Yeah, big time pass funnel with Detroit for sure. They're close. Like you're betting on potentially 20 to 25 touches of Rashad. You're banking on touchdown equity for Bill.
Which Rashad has it's a 2-quarterback league, but I do not want to start Jackson Dart this week. If there's any other options for you, I do not want to start him. But I imagine there's nobody on the waiver wire because it's a 2-quarterback league. Jordan Addison, Whittington, Golden. Addison's going to be in your lineup, and Golden's going to be in your lineup. I would start both of those guys over Igbuka personally.
Yeah, I would risk.
You have Woody Marks pivot. Let's go Igbuka and Woody Marks on Monday night.
Yeah, I was going to say let's do that. Devontae Adams just dropped the third down, but he got called for PI. Jordan Lewis, pain.
How long was it?
Like a 30-yard PI, maybe 20-yard PI.
Really? I needed those yards, dude.
They're inside the 10 though. What if he scores his third touchdown?
I mean, I'd be down for that for
20 yards.
Mason potentially losing to Badaki, but I needed Adams to, dude. I'm literally one reception and one 40-yard catch away from an Adams or from a $550 win.
That is such a fucking weak call, by the way, if you saw it.
Yeah, I did see it with the week.
They called slight contact on a back shoulder. What the fuck do they expect the DB to do?
Yeah, literally. Messy language. You're going Baker over Jackson Dart any day of the week. Devon Achan's going to be in your lineup. Javonte Williams is going to be in your lineup. Tight end.
Real quick.
Fannin versus Waller questions here. We're going Fannin all day.
Brian, it was okay because we both got excited for Travis Hunter, but the rule we have in chat is please do not spoil. You're probably about 15 to 20 seconds higher or faster than us if I were to guess, because I just saw the quorum carry.
Yeah, the Canadians over here, we get to see stuff a little bit later. Kamani Vidal's probably your best option here, I would imagine, right? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Vidal versus, I mean, like, it's going to be Vidal, but I would honestly say the next closest is Waller because I can totally see the targets being funneled to Achane and Waller given the game environment. Like, Would it be shocked if Achane and Waller combined for 16 targets in this game?
No, not at all.
But, no, you're good. Corum got the carry though. Your stream is definitely faster than ours because you also saw the Hunter touchdown before us. Yeah. So just try not to spoil in chat. You're good. I just saw the second Corum carry on 2nd and goal.
Yeah. Okay. A-Rod here, running back wise, Woody Marks versus Charbonnet versus Kendre. You're definitely going Woody Marks there. Flex decision, Lad is definitely one of them.
All day. And then
I'd probably just take the upside on Shaheed, to be honest.
Yeah, it's probably the option, but you're not feeling good anyway. Yeah, you go Shaheed. Funny enough, I actually think I would go with one of the Saints.
Kendre or because I would not go Kendre over
I would go
Charbonnet.
So I would go Shaheed first of all, but I wanted to say Kate Hodden, but like it sounds like you guys are gonna be healthy, so like that's not a thing. Actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's still like a okay option to pivot to, but yeah, we're gonna be healthy by the looks of it. Yummy nerve here. Tight end, Ferguson versus Kittle.
So you got CeeDee Lamb back, but we got an elite game environment for Jake Ferguson. You got George Kittle, who, I mean, talent-wise, obviously completely trumps Ferguson, but you do have the potential risk coming off of a torn hamstring. Let's see where they rank for me exactly. I actually am curious. I have here, actually, I gotta put Kittle into these. He must have not gotten added because he wasn't in last week's rankings.
What's up?
I have Ferguson at 3 and I have Kittle at 4. Just because that's more so respect to the Falcons defense because they've been active.
Oh my god!
Roughing the passer?
No, look what happened.
What?
The thing.
Oh my god, he scored!
Yeah. Oh my god. So
Badaki!
Yeah. So you guys probably know this about the Flock League, but Badaki has yet to win a game this season. And of all teams for him to have a 3-touchdown Devontae Adams game from, it is Mason who's going up against him. So that feels pretty good, knowing that Mason was like a 80% favorite after 90% favorite after Thursday Night Football, and it's starting to dwindle a little bit because Travis Etienne has 3.8 points and Badaki has 26 from Devontae Adams right now.
He has 5 catches for 35 yards and 3 touchdowns.
It's like a fucking Darnell Washington stat line.
Dude, he's had 3 touchdowns totaling 40 yards.
I saw Joe Holka had like a parlay slip and he's like, Devontae Adams 2+ touchdowns is a fucking lock today. And I was like, it's pretty sharp read.
Fair enough. I have Adams in my home league.
What's up?
I have Adams in my home league. And after 2 players gone, and I would say arguably 2 of my maybe 3 or 4 worst players in the lineup, they combined for 46.5 so far.
There you go. George Pickens, Tedero, McMillan. I think they're both just the flexes. Pickens. Unless you're going to start Ferguson over either of them.
I'm going Pickens, and
I mean, hopefully you started T. Higgins, but I would imagine you didn't. Based on the information you had going into the week, you probably would have leaned towards Pickens and McMillan, I would imagine.
Wide receiver 12 or 13 versus tight end 4 is close, but I think I would go with McMillan.
Yeah. J Bat 6-0 versus the person who offered wait on Hampton. So I mean, you're 6-0. But you have Hampton? Okay, if you're 6-0, I would wait on Hampton, dude. He might be a league winner down the stretch.
Keep Hampton. But I mean, you're getting offered Barkley
and BTJ though.
Like,
I think I'd take Barkley.
Like real talk. I'm still doing this deal. Like,
yeah,
what?
Generally, a good thought process to wait on Hampton. But if this is the offer that you have for him, I would. So I'm gonna do a wellness check on Mason.
He's got to be disgusted right now. Are you kidding me?
So here's the thing with Badaki's team, though. Like, even despite this, he's starting.
He's still probably gonna lose
Shepard and fucking Tez Johnson right now. Why isn't Charbonnet in his starting lineup, dude?
I don't know, dude. He trades fucking Benson for Charbonnet and doesn't play him. Like, what are we talking about?
Please put Charbonnet in your starting lineup.
Also, Devontae Adams is doing all this, and Badaki still has a 28% chance of winning.
Yeah. Badaki,
are you kidding me?
Please play Sharbs over one of the Bucks wide receivers. I'm literally like adding him in Discord to fucking change his lineup.
Yeah, dude. Like, what are we talking about? He's got Tez and Shepardon over Franklin and Charbonnet. Like, what? That just pissed me off.
Yeah, I mean, you want to play Shepard or like one of them, sure, but like don't play both. Definitely not both. Yeah, definitely don't do that. Okay, let's keep it going here. Flex decision. I would say you waiting on Evans here. You're gonna play Devontae Smith.
Evans or we.
I mean, he might have played ETN as well.
If you have a pivot, I go Evans.
Yeah. I don't think he looks like.
Well, I mean, you could probably get one though.
Yeah, 12 teams start 7 waiver wire. You could probably find a pivot on the waiver wire, like a Kate Otten or something, if you had to. Yeah, I think I'd roll with Mike Evans there. Great big C here, torn because of the injury updates. Big buy-in. Let me know, boys. Okay, so running back wise, I would go Rashad and Bill. Dowdle maybe finds the flex here. Probably will find the flex. Adams, hopefully you played him. I would have said he was the best option anyways. Then what are we going? QJ over AJ Brown, or are you going AJ Brown over QJ?
QJ, easily. We just had this discussion.
I know. I'm just making sure.
Oh,
and then Dowdle is going to be one of them for you, I would assume. And then I think this is the same question we already had potentially.
It has to be.
Yeah. Okay. And then the Woody Marks pivot. Yeah. So Mike Evans, Woody Marks pivot is what we're rolling with there.
Metro is actually the great big C who we just went over. He said, with Adam scoring 27, so that's context of his matchup. Take the risk and sit AJ Brown and put Evans in. And
I would.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to take the risk.
It's less likely to take a risk.
Yo, BTJ's hurt bad now.
The hell's going on here?
Dude, he's probably gotten looked at by trainers like 3 or 4 times in this game.
Oof.
Did he just eat a big hit or something?
If he has like out for a significant period of time, he might end up being one of the biggest busts in fantasy that I can remember.
Corey, he got barely any contact to his shoulder, and right away he grabbed at it.
Ooh.
Barely, like a slight jam to the shoulder, and he started grabbing at it. Is Travis Hunter about to be a league winner?
Yeah, what the heck just happened there? I have no idea. Sit AJ. Oh, here, I'll go back to it, Metro. We had AJ, Rico, and one of the Bucs receivers, preferably Evans, in there. But you could always pivot to Igbuka if Evans is out or on a pitch count or something like that. And worst case scenario, if they're both out, you pivot to Woody Marks is how we had it set up. But you'd have QJ in the wide receiver spot, AJ, Rico, and one of the Bucs receivers in the flex is how we had it set up.
For sure, Billy.
Gridiron God _NH here. Full PPR, I'm 2-4. Pick up Tootin also. So, I mean, if you make this trade, I would probably hold, dude.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, please.
3 wide receiver, 2 flex. Like, I'm going to be moving ETN down my rankings after this week. Like, I know he's listed 38 here, but he'll probably be down more in the 50-ish range after this week.
Dude, I think this should be a committee. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, maybe it should.
I'm biased. 100% biased.
This? Oh, it's Parker Washington.
Oh, okay. So you're behind me.
Yeah, I guess so.
I just saw the replay for it.
Yeah, I just did.
So I'm at 327, 15, 14, 13, 12. Where are you at? 11,
I'm
10,
still 16, 15, 14. So I'm a little bit.
Motion.
Yeah, no, you're ahead of me.
Okay.
So don't spoil it for me.
Oh, that play could have been so good.
Or spoil it for me. That's fine.
No, you'll see. Sorry. That was a
don't spoil it for me. You go, oh man, that play could have been so good. 2 seconds later.
To be fair, you don't know what that could have referenced.
Fair, sure, but that's still spoiling it. I like to go in fresh. Sorry, I'm making Seinfeld references that no one understands.
Sorry, I'll be quiet. My bad. That's on me.
Okay. Your thoughts on this trade? Are you doing it? Yes or no?
Nah. ETN's going to be.
I don't like anybody on this side of the deal though. Like that's the thing. I'm like, I don't like Metcalf. I don't like Kamara. I don't like Vidal really.
No, Metro, no worries. You put in you put it in for us. He's asking. Yeah, we relation to my matchup. Okay, dude. No, we answered this for you. We said, yeah, we answered this for you. Yeah, no, you're good.
Start one of them.
You just asked it. Yeah, we answered.
And then pivot to Igbuka if you have to. Pivot to Marks if you have to.
Yep,
actually,
for sure.
You know what? I think I would hold here. I don't like any player in this deal except for Sutton, really.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Throw it to Hunter.
Okay.
Okay, that was...
Dude, Lawrence this Jaguars like about to wipe out every single play.
Can you tell? He's 20 for 42, Corey.
Yikes. Jutter over Rashad this week. He's got a great matchup. Fannin over TJ Hawkinson. Can we talk about Hawkinson potentially being one of the biggest busts in all of fantasy football as well?
Yeah. Whose team is he on?
Mason's. And Mason clowned Nathan during the vlog for taking Tyler Warren over him.
I swear everything that gets clowned on just
he's fishy. Didn't take TJ Hawkinson. I'm like, TJ Hawkinson's ass, dude.
Yo, if real talk though, Shoddy or fucking Lad?
Nico
go shot. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't even see. Nico.
So hear me out. I know you're going to disagree with this. I would start McConkey over Rice and just let Rice sit for a week.
No.
I would.
No. I have Rice.
JSN and Adams are top 7 receivers in my rankings, and Nico's a top 10 receiver in my rankings. Lad's a top 15 receiver in my rankings. I have Rice 2 spots behind Lad.
You have Rice at wide receiver.
I'm not convinced he's going to get a huge workload right away, dude.
You need to take a bath if you have him at 17. What are we talking about, Corey?
I don't have him at 17.
You just said he was 2 spots lower than Lad, who you have at 15.
I said I'm in my top 15 is what I said. But he's at... No, he's at 15, and I have Lad at 13. Lad, but I said in my top 15. It's easier than saying in my top 13.
You want it to just be easy? I have him at 7, so he's entering the lineup. The Raiders are the 7th worst defense in defensive EPA per play against the pass.
Mahomes I don't want to sit Lad, man. I think he's a great player this week.
I love Lad, but Mahomes is throwing the ball 36 times a game, and you're getting the 30+% target share player for him.
That's fair. Okay, we have 17 minutes and definitely more than 17 questions.
Free Kyron, London. Let's go.
Yeah, free Kyron in London all day. Well, not free Kyron in London because Achan's a god, but
free Kyron.
Right, 16 questions still. Need some trade suggestions. Haven't been able to. Okay, let's quickly give him some trade questions here.
Shout out Jose, by the way. I think this is the team I helped him draft.
Is this team goated?
Yeah, Jose goated. Team goated, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's probably it.
I helped them draft this.
Need like some trade discussions. Okay. You are loaded to the brim at wide receiver. I would go after a stud running back if I were in your position. Take Cam Scatterbu plus Devontae Adams after the 3-touchdown week. How close does that get you to Jahmyr Gibbs, to Saquon Barkley, maybe even higher potentially to James Cook? Like, I would go after a stud running back if I were in your position. Maybe Bill has a good week. You could sell high on him. Yeah, you are in very, very good shape. So we can kind of move on to the next question.
Yeah, by the way, I literally helped him draft this team, and on that draft, he had Nico Collins, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and Roma Dunze all on the same team.
Yep, not bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, Travis Hunter with 8 for 101 and a touchdown. Love to see it.
Oh, that is what we needed, baby. I literally joked to Marco yesterday. I'm like, dude, why do I feel like this is the breakout 7 for 92 and a touchdown from Travis? And it was even better.
You want to hear the dumbest narrative that I crafted in my head for Travis Hunter? He hasn't done it on American soil yet. Is like, that would be the narrative coming out of this game.
You literally said that this week, if I'm not mistaken. You said, watch, that's going to be the narrative for Hunter. He's going to break out.
Yeah. McConkey is an easy one for me there. Ferguson, Kraft, Bourne. I think I'd go Ferguson here, given the game environment.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what? Even with the game environment, Waddle's not bad, but you got to go with Ferguson because I mean, what if he catches 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, he's just such an easy play this week. Wide receiver wise, Tedero, McMillan, BTJ, Lad McConkey. I had Lad McConkey ranked the highest before this, but I would imagine you may have started BTJ. I don't know. I had McConkey ranked the highest, though, so this would not be on me if he started Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, and Teteroa.
And I would have said, though, start BTJ and Teteroa as the other 2 options.
That's all good. Flexes are Dobbins and Teteroa pretty easily here, right?
Well, again, he probably started BTJ, though, right?
Oh, I thought you already put BTJ in the lineup. Yeah.
No, I mean, he'd be in the starting wide receiver spot most likely because he played at 9:30, but then, so Lad
he said right. Okay. I thought you already had BTJ in the lineup.
Yeah, I would say he'd probably put him in the wide receiver spot.
Yeah, totally fine. If that's the case, if the discussion, Teteroa or J.K. Dobbins, if you have to make that decision.
I would rather have Teteroa.
Yeah, I think I agree. Full PPR as well.
It's an easy matchup though for Dobbins.
Yeah, I mean, how many times do I have to mention? Oh, the Giants struggle against gap scheme runners.
Yeah, they struggle against every scheme runners. Kamani Vidal, Travis Etienne, Kenneth Walker. I would have said that Etienne was the best option here, unfortunately. And then I had, would I have higher Kenny Walker or Kamani Vidal here?
Ken Walker, Kamani Vidal.
I had Kamani Vidal one spot higher, so I would have gone with.
I was gonna say surely you have Vidal higher, just because there is the Charbonnet fucking shit.
Yeah, and then in the flex, I would go with T-Mac over Kenneth Walker and Golden and Io Manor.
Another Hunter garbage time touchdown would feed families here.
It would, yeah. Of course, by the way, I traded you Travis Hunter in the listener league, and he's having his breakout game against me.
Yeah. Did you see that play?
I'm watching it currently. Oh, classic fucking Trevor can't hit the broadside of a barn.
That's a touchdown with how many quarterbacks in the league?
Every other quarterback in the league. Matthew Stafford would have been your QB. I would have definitely said to start him over Dart. Hopefully you did. Zay Flowers on bye. Calvin Ridley injured. I'd probably go Trey Tucker. Oh, Wandale. I'd go Wandale, not Trey Tucker.
With no Jacoby Myers, I might actually lean Tucker. That's close.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'd still go Wandale, I think.
Yeah. I mean, with Wandale, you have the infinitely harder matchup. There's no Bowers, but I mean, Mayer actually has been operating as a true one in this offense. It's close. If you want to go with Wandale, I don't mind that. I did have Wandale one spot higher, but that was with the assumption that Jacoby Myers was questionable, not out.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Flex decision. Would you go Tucker here or Spears? Or Marks? Sorry.
I'd probably go Marks.
I think I'd go Tucker.
Close. Yeah, I don't mind Tucker either. Like it's really between Marks and Tucker here. Seattle is also a tough rush defense, so I'll capitulate. We'll go Tucker. Keep in mind, by the way, I'm not going to do it because it's first game back, but against the Jets with Sauce potentially on Tedero McMillan, we could look back at that question and said Jalen Coker was the clearest.
Yeah, Coker might have his breakout game today. Make sure you guys beat the waiver wire and try and get him before this week if you have an extra open bench spot or whatever. Because it's possible he's like a 20 to 40% of the fab kind of ad after this week. The real PK, Michael Carter, Emmanuel Wilson, or Woody Marks. All day Woody Marks there.
Yeah, Mackenzo, we're not doing the 4 times asking your question in chat. We're like, sorry, buddy.
Yeah. Trey McBride. Yeah, BTJ. Yeah, that's probably the right lineup there for the rest of it. Black Mamba here. Running back, Swift, Vidal, Dowdle.
Dowdle's the one here for me.
I have Vidal the highest of this group.
Sounds like we're going Dowdle and Vidal.
Yeah, Dowdle and Vidal indeed. And then in the flex,
probably Swift and Diggs.
I would play Kittle first. Yeah. And then I would go.
Hear me out.
Swift is kind of banged up in this game. I would probably play Diggs. So is Diggs for what it's worth, but I'd probably play Diggs.
Am I crazy to say that double tight end also isn't out of the question here?
No, it's not out of the question, but the game environment's so shitty for the passing game that I probably wouldn't play Waller.
I think I would go Diggs as well, but I mean, like Waller, I will give his flowers. He's been really good.
No, sorry, my failed to update question status thing happened again.
We got 10 minutes, and I will double.
We don't have too many questions left. I think we're for the most part caught up, give or take.
And then we can end off and check our lineups.
Yeah, and we can flash our underdog picks one more time after the questions. Let's see if we can finish the. Don't flash them yet. Let's see if we can finish the questions in the next 5 minutes, and then we'll flash them again.
Also, you got to love this in a dynasty league. I have Laporta as my emergency sub for Ibuka if he doesn't play.
That's a good feeling. I wish I had somebody like that.
Oh yeah. It's in the league I share with Flet.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Black Mamba here, running back Dowdle and Vidal, and then we said flexes were Kittle and Diggs.
Perfect.
Fredo, 12-team standard. I'm 4-2. Need help finishing this lineup. So quarterback-wise, Lamar's on bye. You got to play Darnold. Woody Marks versus Bam Knight, I guess, is the decision here. I'd personally go Woody. It'd be close, but I'd go Woody.
I'd go Woody again. A 2-down banger back with sub 40% or sub 50% of the snaps last week. That you're maybe getting the goal line usage, but how many times are the Arizona Cardinals going to be inside the 5?
Agreed. Yeah. Ibuka, I think you got to take the risk on because you have the Otten swap if you need it. And actually you have the Charbonnet swap, which is probably the better one. If you need it. So you go Ibuka and JMO. And then if Ibuka is out, you just go Charbonnet.
Yep. I think that's the perfect way to play it as well.
Jason P here. Tet or Luke return yards count. Sauce on Tet. Okay, so I mean,
I'm still going with Tet or
McCaffrey. Yeah, no, I would definitely still go Tet or McMillan. I don't care how many return yards you get.
I will say though here, let me actually adjust Luke McCaffrey in my rankings. With the knowledge that there is no Debo, there is no Terry McLaurin in this game, I'm gonna end up with Luke McCaffrey. He's gonna end up being 35 overall. Keep in mind that's also with like Higgins and stuff getting locked in ahead. Whittington, which I can't change. I would start Luke McCaffrey over Jamison Williams.
I would not.
That's my cutoff.
I would not.
So you would have him more so fringe top 40? He has to be in at least your top 40, bro. No, dude, he's playing the Dallas Cowboys. Like, what are we talking about?
Okay, I'll move him up a little bit, but I don't think he's that good of an option.
He's got to be at least in your top 40.
Sure.
Not
in my top 40. Definitely not. He's like my wide receiver 49.
Absolutely absurd, dude. Absolutely absurd.
Not a fan.
You don't have to be. You do.
I'll move him up. He's 45 for me now. That's the highest I'll go.
And who is winning your listener league? Funny enough, we are playing each other. I am 4-2. Corey is 5-1. And
the answer to that is me. I'm in first because me and Arthur played for first place last week. He was 5-0 coming into the matchup. I was 4-1 coming into the matchup, and I beat him.
So, question, Corey: when I beat you this week, can I not A, use that rationale against you, and B, can I not say that I got to 4-2 without CeeDee Lamb and Rashee Rice?
Well, so even if you beat me this week, you will still be below me in the standings. So no.
Sure. I mean, last time I checked, you weren't missing Rashee Rice and CeeDee Lamb though.
No, but
if you want to cite first 6 weeks points for, you're going to sound like Mason and Sal out here.
I'm not citing anything. I'm just saying I was dealing with some injuries. I had no Hubbard, and Igbuka dropped a basically donut in my matchup last week, and I still won it. But yeah, and I had Jefferson on bye last week too.
All jokes aside, I will say I think me, you, and Arthur had the 3 best teams. I think one of us is
100%. But let's finish these questions here. Spears, Io Manor. I would go Io Manor here. No Ridley. I think Io Manor's the better play. I mean, you have Igbuka if you want to wait on Igbuka, but you have nothing to pivot to.
Yeah, I don't mind going with Alec. A+ targets, but like how valuable.
What I would have done, frankly, is I would have played Io Manor in the wide receiver, and then I would have done the Igbuka pivot
from Sharps.
I don't love these options though. Like, would you? I might just wait on Igbuka here.
Fair enough. We got 7 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, I'd wait on Igbuka. If you have pivot options, if you can get a Cade, if you can get somebody like that on the wire, I would do it. Running back wise for MVP radius, we got Kamani Vidal and Rico Dowdle are our running backs. Wide receiver wise, you're going to go London very easily. Who? Probably going with Igbuka.
Do you have a pivot option? So go. Yeah. You got to go with Igbuka and hope you can pick up a Sterling Shepard.
Well, you have Auten as your second tight end, so hold on.
But he has no wide receiver to play. That's the issue.
Yeah, he has no wide receiver to play, and you're probably wanting to flex Hubbard, I would imagine, right? Or I guess you have Dowdle already. This is kind of a weird situation. I mean, here, I'm cool. You know what I'm cool with doing? Give me the upside that Booty has another big game against the Titans, and then go with Igbuka in the flex and pivot to Cade Auten if you have to. That's how I would play it, I think.
Yeah, reasonable.
Just get the upside play and Booty in your lineup, I think, is probably the best way to go about it.
I'm going to knock on wood because I don't want to do the Corey thing where I just curse you by saying something. Booty feels like such a trap after what happened.
Yeah, 100%. Flex decision. I mean, Igbuka, this is where I would sit him because you have good enough options. You got QJ, Lamb, London. I mean, I guess you can't play Chase Brown twice. You're probably going Spears with this other option. Not great running backs, but that's probably your best bet. You mentioned that Will also had a 28 first on his side of the deal or on the other side of the deal earlier in the stream.
He was also getting a 28-1, so keep this in mind.
So he's getting a 28-1 Collins and Chase Brown.
Here, let me just make sure, confirm. I I couldn't add my 28 for. Okay, so he traded the 26, 27, and 28. So the 28 first is on the Io Manor Franklin side.
So it's 3 1s, early 2 Io Manor and Franklin for Chase Brown and Nico Collins. I think that's too much to pay, dude.
Also, the first should say late is what he mentioned, and the second should say late is what he said.
Okay, so mid to late picks for Chase Brown, Nico Collins. Obviously, he's a competitive team in this situation. It's probably about fair. I would rather get better producers than this.
Yep. Can you get something other than Chase Brown? Like
I would rather just get Amon-Ra St. Brown than both of these players together. You know what I mean? Like I would rather just get one needle moving producer. So I would shop that package around to a better producing player to teams in your league that are looking to rebuild.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong there at all.
Tedero, McMillan, Josh Jacobs. I mean, if Jacobs plays, you got to play Jacobs here.
Yeah.
But okay, does he have a pivot option? I guess is the question, because Jacobs plays at 4.
Can you go? I mean, you have Marshawn Lloyd. He's all the Packers.
Emmanuel Wilson. Yeah, I would just play Jacobs. I would just play Jacobs.
Yeah, for sure.
Terps here. Patrick Mahomes. Oh, we already answered this question, I believe. Yeah, we did already answer this question. We said the Mahomes side was the one we were going with. Dim John here. Jalen Hurts is the QB. Jahmyr Gibbs on Monday night. Cam Scattaboo there as well. Wide receiver wise, hopefully you played T. Higgins. Hopefully you play Tedero McMillan. And I mean, hopefully in the flex you played Travis Hunter, because he obviously just had a monster game. I would have said here to play probably Dowdle, and I probably wouldn't have played Hunter given these options. If I had to guess, I probably would have played Dowdle and Wandale.
Yeah, I probably would have as well.
Hopefully you played Hunter. I mean, maybe you didn't put if you played Chase Brown or not, but you submitted this 16 minutes ago, so I'm assuming you sat him.
I did have Wandale ranked higher than Hunter coming into the week.
He submitted this 16 minutes ago, and Hunter wasn't in the lineup, so I'm going to assume he did not play Hunter.
Yeah, agree with you
or would
there.
You play Tucker over Wandale with no?
I would.
You would?
We just had that combo. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to make that adjustment in my rankings as well, because I was doing it with the assumption that
you know what, I agree with you. I think you're right on that. I think I would play Tucker.
Yeah, like
I talked about wide receiver 31 in my rankings this week.
Yeah, he's going to end up being 33 for me. So with Trey Tucker, actually, I'm going to move him. Honestly, I'm going to move him even like I would play him over Keenan Allen, to be honest, with the decreased snaps.
I already had him over Keenan Allen. I kind of buried Keenan Allen in my rankings.
So with Tucker specifically, if you look at his overall points per game, you're going to see 14.4. Obviously, that's skewed by the 40-point week. Nobody played him that week, but quietly, he's gotten 10 plus points in his last 2 games too.
Yeah. Okay, we got 2 minutes here. I want to just make sure we're caught up on all the questions that we have. I think that was the last one we had. I'm pretty sure it was. It was. Okay, that was the last one we had. So we got to it, everything that we needed to. One more time, let's go through our underdog picks in case anybody wants to lock these in quick times. This one is live on the TikTok, so I won't even go through it. If you guys want to check this, Christian McCaffrey, Michael Penix, Drake London, you want to get all the analysis for it, just go to the TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or the Instagram. That is all there. Danny, if you want to go through yours, just because there's some that are time sensitive, you have the Dowdle, Scattaboo, and Krosky there.
Yeah, so Dowdle obviously, we'll see what ends up happening. Again, it's a complete 50-50. The reason why I'm banking on Rico Dowdle, of course, Chuba Hubbard, he has been dealing with the calf injury. He's been playing so well, 26.5 carries per game in the last 2. I just think it's going to come to a point where he's going to play well enough to the point where at least this week he's going to be the lead back. I said to the point a lot, but I mean, we're kind of rushing here. It's 1 minute to kickoff. Cam Scattaboo, ever since he got over the workload, he's been higher than this, and I expect him to be fed yet again. And then Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, best game environment of the week. Simplified version of that, but yeah, we went through it pretty quickly.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And then the wide receivers, like you said, Whittington obviously did not hit, but it is a flex entry. So even if you just wanted to do a 3 pick 'em entry with the rest of the guys,
three. Yeah, go tell the other 3. Even if you don't want to make that a flex, you want to do the other 3 as a straight up. Rashee Rice higher than 5.5 receptions, 33.2% target share when he played last year. And that was on Mahomes only throwing 30.6 passes per game. This year, he's been throwing over 35, even without Rashee Rice on the field. We really see the difference in terms of how they want to orchestrate their offense. And as we know, when Rashee Rice is healthy, he is their middle of the field sponge. Jalen Waddle, worst game environment, 34.5 over under. I think the deep plays are going to be lacking, especially with a quarterback that really can't stretch, really can't throw the ball down the field in this type of inclement weather. And then CeeDee Lamb, mentioned the game environment. He's making his return. We're expecting the Cowboys to throw maybe 2-3 touchdowns in this game. I think CeeDee Lamb gets over the line.
Yep, agreed. And then remember that there's probably a Boostober promo in your lobby, profit boost token, something of that nature. Promo code FSC if you guys are new to Underdog. And of course, when you make your first play, you do get $100 in bonus funds. And I'll flash mine real quick in case you guys want to lock this in for Sunday Night Football. Lower Christian McCaffrey fantasy points, best run defense in football, also best against receiving running backs. Pass attempts for Penix, I think they'll be down in this game. And then London, what's the word I'm looking for? Connected to the Michael Penix pass attempts, he also could have some receiving yards. But appreciate you guys for tuning in. Good luck to you in your matchups. Happy Travis Hunter week, and we will talk to you on Monday. Peace out.
Peace.